Warning. Broken simulation. Broken simulation. With Sam Tripoli.
Welcome to Johnny Woodard presents Broken Simulation, starring Johnny Woodard. And yeah. Oh, come on, dog. Come on, guys. Johnny, I just want to talk to you real quick before we get in the mix. Before we get in the mix of Broken Sim, the #1 show in Cambodia. We're in big in places they don't speak English. Bang, bang, pow. Listen, Johnny, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to let me to make an official sponsor of the podcast without actually you making any money. Just work with me on this one.
What is it?
I need a lawn maintenance company to come and help me out at the house. I need a lot of work.
That's all right, dude. Dude, I if I didn't make it clear with my MVST Select luggage from a couple months ago, we're trying to get as much free shit as we possibly can for this podcast.
If you'll give us free quality shit, we will make you an official sponsor of this podcast.
MVST Select. Check out the
that sounds
code.
like some weird bowel stuff. What
Johnny
is that?
A. Woodard is your code. You get 10% off at MVST Select.
Now you got promo codes,
I don't
bro.
get a commission. I don't get a percentage.
You just get free stuff.
No, I already got the free stuff. I get nothing other than what I've already gotten. I told them I would.
Okay, so
say that.
we're gonna get a lawn maintenance company to sponsor, be the official sponsor of this podcast
For like a month or something. Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I just need help. I just need help. I'm battling the forces of evil out there.
You got problems.
Johnny, have you ever not paid your rent just to make a point?
Actually, I have. Yeah.
And has it worked?
Yeah. It did not work. No, we had to pay our rent. Yeah.
Eventually.
Well,
I don't like
that place I stayed.
I
where
don't
you
like.
went?
Okay, so just so you
pay the
guys
rent,
know, it's very funny when you have people that don't live in Los Angeles and they hear that you're a grown ass man and you still rent. They laugh at you, right? And I get it.
Yeah.
You know, but the house here for the longest time was 1.2. For a house where Johnny's from was like $1,000.
I torture Sam sometimes by sending him real estate that's for sale where
5
I'm from.
bedrooms, playground indoors, 40 acres, $40.
It's not too far off either. But yeah, we didn't because there was like mold and it was water and rats and stuff in our apartment. We decided not to pay, but I ended up moving out and I had to pay because I was leaving.
No, I mean, like, I just
think they all
want
had
certain
to pay.
things done, and it's just, I don't want to get too much into it.
But in California, honestly, if I didn't have to move out, I probably wouldn't have had to pay. I really don't know. The people who rent have all the rights in California.
Well, it's like I come from people that rented out houses. I don't like when people don't pay the rent. I like to pay my rent. I don't like owing money, Johnny.
Yeah,
that's a big thing for me.
I don't
if
have
I
any
owe
debt,
you money, I want to pay you off.
I don't like.
I don't.
Debt.
I do what I call at the end of the day, clearing the books, brother.
Yeah.
Daddy clears the books.
Yeah, early, like in college, I got one of those credit cards, and it took me forever to pay it back. So I'm like, I'm never doing.
Dude, I mean, you could be like, just pay off a little. It's like, no, get those credit cards paid off.
Trying to get high scores on the credit card, like you said.
Dude, if it wasn't for robots, okay, I'd probably have the worst credit ever. So everyone hates AI. I get it, but also robots have helped me with my credit. I have good credit, only because I put it on that just automatic banking.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's the best, dude. AutoPay is the best.
It is the best.
So what are your issues at your rental?
Well, it's just like I just want a couple things done. I don't want to get too much because I love my place. I'm moving back into the house after a while because I had to make decisions that I felt was best for my daughters.
Are you moving off the hill?
Yeah.
Nice.
And it's sad.
You've been in that place how long?
I've been there over 10 years. Dana's been there since the 90s.
You're going to not know what to do with yourself with all that room, though, right?
Well, that's it. Have a backyard, play in. That's what I'm excited about.
You can have a cookout or something.
Dude, listen, man, I want to get traditions going. I mean, you live too far away to do it, but people in the valley, let's get spaghetti going on Sundays.
I live like 20 minutes from the valley. It took me 20 minutes to get to that place the other.
Yeah, let's just get some spaghetti dinners on Sunday.
I'm going to buy you for Christmas. I'll buy you a smoker, dude. I'll get you into grilling and smoking and stuff.
I'm telling you, dude, Like I was having the conversation with Maz Giovanni. Like I love stand-up comedy, is my favorite thing, but I just really want to like just learn basic things that I haven't been doing forever, like how to cook.
You love grilling and smoking stuff, dude.
I just want to learn how to cook so I can teach my daughters how to cook, so they can go out to the world and not have to microwave everything or order out food and all that stuff. Just like cook
It's a
your own.
health thing too. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I'm into. I want to give them skills. How to learn jujitsu, learn to cook,
Power tools.
fixing
that
stuff.
Not rely on a man, right?
Yeah, I mean, like that's a weird thing, dude. You know, my daughters are getting older. They're 3.
Yeah.
And I'm already sad.
Is it flying by?
It is flying by.
It's crazy.
And they're becoming people.
They were so cute running around, dude.
So we were blessed. You know, it was there a week ago from the day we recorded this. We had their birthday party. It was a little bit after their birthday, but we did it at the best time that you could lock down one of these indoor play parks.
Yeah.
Which is a very West Coast thing. I was asking you and your fake girlfriend. Very nice that she came.
It was a little weird, honestly, because we don't have kids, and I felt like we were the only people without kids there.
No, my other buddy came.
Who? I didn't see it.
He came just after you guys left. Scott Toomey.
He was very late.
He was very late. He showed up like when he could, but it was very nice of you to come. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I have a lot of phobias in life, Johnny. I get very scared of a lot of stuff.
I've noticed. Yeah.
Right? Like reading out loud scares me. Okay? We already discussed it on Tinfoil Hat, why I did it, a lot of trauma. Like, okay, I'm very scared. All right? I'm afraid to throw birthday parties.
Because you had a birthday party when you were a kid, right? And nobody showed up. Is that right?
Well, it was in college.
In college? Oh, I thought you were younger than that.
Yeah, I had a ton of friends and nobody showed up. And maybe because I didn't invite people. I don't invite people.
Well, that's a problem.
It is a problem.
If people don't know you're having a party, that's an issue
and then
generally.
I get upset. And then I just start panic inviting people. I'm like, at the party's an hour. I'm like, come to my party.
Wait, so you have to tell me as much of that story as you remember now, because you just told me the general, like I had a party, nobody showed up.
Yeah, like 10 people showed up.
A birthday party?
Yeah.
And how many people did you invite, you reckon? 100?
Probably only about 15.
And 10 people? So 2/3 of the people showed up,
I know,
and you're
but in
still
my
bummed
head,
out.
nobody showed up.
Okay. Was it what kind of party are we talking here?
Just a drinking party at the bar.
At the bar.
Dude, my birthday party, I remember when I turned 21, I was drinking. I blacked out by 6 p.m. I was out. My friend Brian Miller, who was a resident drug addict, was like, oh, Tripoli's already blacked out. It was a waste of a night.
On your birthday. Well,
I would need to get Brian Miller to call in.
What'd you do for your 21st?
Brian Miller, the last time I saw Brian Miller, he came and partied with me at the Palms, and he let escorts order salads on my fucking on my bill. He just had all the like in Vegas. If a hot chick is talking to you, she's probably a hooker.
Oh, I've noticed. Yeah,
right.
I've noticed.
So and then he's letting these hookers come in and hang out in our because I'm performing at the Palms.
That happened on my 21st birthday. We almost got picked up by hookers, and we didn't realize it until the very last second. We were like, oh wait,
and they're gonna run you.
Yeah,
and like you're just all these stories of women like just robbing everybody.
Yeah, we just missed it. I was like, wait a minute, something's weird. Why are these 30-year-old women trying
excited about us?
Yeah. And then we were like, oh, wait a minute.
Oh, you guys.
And we asked.
Do you guys take credit cards?
No, we didn't. Because we weren't bringing that kind of money. You know, we were coming from the South. We didn't realize that they were like high-end escorts in Vegas.
When they stare at you,
that's it. Yeah,
you know they're professional.
That's it. Yeah.
Because women don't. Two kinds of women stare at you. Okay, hookers and strippers. Like, because the whole thing about eye contact, that's a mating ritual, right?
Yeah.
Like that's how girls, when you talk to them, they make eye contact with you that they like you. That's a sign to proceed hitting on me, right? Now these scandalous chicks, these strippers and these hookers, they use that against us.
Yeah. It's a sort of like a mind control technique.
Yeah,
or something.
they're brainwashing people.
Yeah, brainwashing for sure.
Right. So that was it. Like, yeah. I was performing at the Palms, and which was such a fun gig back in the day. It was so much fun.
They put you up there too?
Oh yeah, they put me up, stand up. Did I ever tell you the time that I was doing radio and we were at the Palms and I went to the morning radio show? We were talking and some chick just came up and live on radio, I just started eating her ass.
I feel like you did tell me, but I still want to. Now, I will say, we're not quite at 10 minutes yet for YouTube, so you're talking about eating ass.
Dog. You're totally right, so I can't tell that story.
Well, you already said it, so I mean.
So what are you just going to beep the whole
I
story?
guess this is, okay, here we go. This is a Rockfin exclusive. Here we go.
Oh, damn, you're going to pull that. Okay, cool. Yeah, dude. So Paul Hughes, Court McCown, ran this awesome show called Party at the Palms. I had been doing stand-up. One of my credits was doing stand-up on the E channel for Jenny McCarthy's Party at the Palms. And they brought you over there, and then they would like do like funny skits with you.
Was she cool?
She was cool.
That's good.
But who was cooler was her mom.
Her mom? Really?
And her mom was hot.
Really?
Yeah, and didn't I tell this joke before? I had a joke about how, like, if you can't play at the toy, you might as well play at the box the toy came out of, right?
That's great.
Right? That's how we're going, bro.
Yeah, that's funny.
So we did, and we crushed. It was great. I was so...
God, that's a good joke.
You
wrote that?
Well, I wrote it. Me and Joe Bartnick wrote it.
That's a good joke.
Together.
Because you got box means box, it means box, and then, it's a good joke.
Bang!
That's a nice joke.
I would like to think I write some nice jokes, Johnny.
That's a nice one, though. I'll never forget that one.
I've been putting up a lot of my crowd work on the internet lately, and people been talking about it's pretty good. I'm trying. We'll see.
I love those videos, yeah.
Thank you, buddy. So, yeah, I did the Palms. It was great. I was crushing.
I heard that's a cool hang, too, the Palms.
Palms used to be the best. Vegas was better when it was owned by independent families. The Maloofs owned the Palms, the Mortons owned the Hard Rock, and they were at a war on who was crazier.
Both at kind of opposite ends.
Yeah,
right?
they both had insane pool parties where you would just go there and just drugs and chicks and everything. And then so the Vegas had the Hard Rock had an insane pool party, and they were running TV shows there, but they were showing people doing drugs showing people doing coke,
Really?
fucking, and so the Vegas Hard Rock was owned separately than all the other Hard Rocks. All the other Hard Rock casinos are owned by Native Americans, and this was, I think, owned by the Mortons, who were just this steakhouse family. And the young
Morton's here?
Yeah,
okay.
the young Morton, he just passed away, Harry Morton. Dude, he was so cool. He was so cool. At the top of its peak, the Hard Rock Casino in Vegas was the best.
They make good money owning casinos and hotels in Vegas. It is, right? Because it always seems like they're struggling. But if you listen to them talk,
well, the problem is two things.
How can you not
that there's
make
too
money?
many hotels,
Yeah.
right? And now they're price gouging you on everything.
But it's also an arms race because they keep getting bigger and nicer.
Yeah.
Like that one that just opened, Resorts World, that looks just like Wynn, by the way. It's just like they took Wynn and made it red.
Yeah. That's it.
But
And it's just there's too many hotels.
Nice.
There's too many hotels. There's too many rooms. And then you're paying all these resort fees. It's like, dude, things are better when the mob ran everything.
All the tickets are really all the events are really expensive.
Too expensive.
So expensive.
It's like, I just want to gamble.
$200 to go see that Beatles show in Vegas.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's like,
crazy.
what are we doing here?
I love going to see. I love going to see that Beatles show. I love going to see Penn and Teller. You know, Teller was just in the hospital like cancer or something, or a heart attack or something crazy.
Oh my
like that.
God, really?
Yeah, he's out now, but he was. I think it was a heart actually.
Thoughts and prayers.
Well, I should probably say that. But yeah, dude, and the tickets are hundreds and hundreds of dollars. David Blaine's there now, and he's got a show at that new Resorts World place. And his show is apparently so intense he can only do it like a weekend a month or something like that. And so he's only there one weekend.
What is he, the Kyrie Irving of magicians?
He had bypass surgery. Teller did. Yeah, dude. He just does all that really physical stuff, like stunts and stuff, where it's like takes a toll on your body. So I guess he can only. That's probably what he wants us to think. He could probably do it.
So hard, bro.
I love him. I love
my
magic.
next trick. I'm gonna cut my dick off, and then it's gonna be soft.
Do you like
back up.
magic?
I love magic.
There's a very tight relationship between magic and comedy. You know, they go way back.
I like magic. I think it's fun. I hate people who try to explain to you the trick. It's like, why? Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Can we just enjoy something without you just ruining everything.
No, you're right. Yeah.
Nerd dork person.
I do that to myself.
Or how
I
about the
ruin it for
guy
myself.
that went around and told all the tricks? That was a TV show with a mask on. It's like, you're a real snitch, bitch.
Yeah, I remember that guy.
You're a real snitch, bitch. So, anyways, party. I have these fears of parties. I decided to throw it. Dana is a savior. She put that whole thing together.
She did a great job.
So what happens most of the time, Johnny, when you're going to have, and for you don't live on the West Coast, sometimes it gets, whether it's raining or it gets really hot. Obviously, East Coast and Florida it gets hot. Nashville gets super hot. But, like in the West Coast, whether it's Arizona, Nevada, California. And California is a lot of desert. People don't realize that. They all think it's palm trees and everything. It's like super desert. And so they have these indoor parks where you could bring your kids indoors. Now, it's really weird that like Chicago doesn't have these that I know of.
It's funny. We have them in the South, too.
You do?
Yeah, my nephew's birthday was at one. Yeah.
Really? Because I don't remember them when I was a
They're
kid.
new. They didn't exist when they didn't exist when I was a kid, but they're popping up everywhere now.
Johnny, you have to look at it. Look up Kid Empire, bro. It's this one in the Valley. Kid Empire, Sherman Oaks. Look that up. Like, Johnny, these things are like 3 floors high.
God. I just saw this up right here. Is that it right there? What the hell is that?
It's insane, bro. It's insane.
Look at this.
Look at that.
It's just like if you want to imagine like a hamster maze, but
look
for
at that.
children.
Look at that, Johnny.
That's like 3
Look at that.
stories
and
high.
there's a floor higher.
That's crazy, dude. We used to have something like this kind of that was, I can't remember what it's called, and you had to go to the big city to get to it when I was a kid. But it was nothing like, Chuck E. Cheese was as close as we ever got.
Well, they say Chuck E. Cheese's are closing down because they can't compete with
That's it right there. Look at that picture.
Look at that. Look at that.
Holy cow.
Look at that. For you at home, it's like, just imagine like a Lego, like 5 stories, 3 stories high. There's 3 levels of this stuff, and you just release your kids into it. Now, what's really great is if you pick the right time, it's like you and like 4 other families, and you have this whole thing.
Oh, really? You just got to run to the place?
But if it's raining, bro, you're done, dude.
Yeah.
It is chaos. Wow. Fights are breaking out. Anytime you have Mexicans and Armenians in the same place, there's going to be a rumble, dog.
These are just money printing operations, though, right?
Dude, it is $25 a kid.
And all you have to do is get insurance and rent an office, basically.
Dude, they're selling one near my house. I'm like, do I want to buy this?
I just wonder. The only thing I wonder about is how much it costs to insure. Because they're getting sued all the time. Kids break their fingers and stuff.
Yeah.
They're getting sued.
So, anyways, so we have this party, right? So Dana is like a producer. She's produced like all these music videos forever. Some of your favorite music videos from the 90s and early 2000s from a cat named Wayne Isham, who we love very much. Wayne Isham is the first person to show me that you don't have to be a dickhead to make it in Hollywood. He was such a good dude. He showed me so much love, and he's a great guy. I love him, his whole family. The Ishams are all great people. So they used to do all these produce. So Dana loves producing events. So she went so hard in the paint. So she called up this place. And the reason I'm telling you all this is like, so what will happen, dude, is some douchebags will rent out the place for a private party.
Yeah.
Which means kids can't go.
Nobody else can. Yeah.
And I think that's just selfish. So we didn't want to do that. We wanted to spend the money on the gifts and the fun and not have to rent the place. And
also, it's just cool to have more kids there, more company.
My daughters are really young. They have a couple friends, right? They're starting school now, so like...
Yeah, 3. I didn't have any friends.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what are you going to do? So it's like all my friends' kids came. And my friends who didn't have kids came, too. Which is nice. Thank you, Johnny. So we said...
XG couldn't make it, of course.
XG couldn't make it. Yeah, XG. Huh? I sent you money for your birthday. You can't come and hang out my kid's birthday? Huh?
So funny.
I make one call to immigration. You're never doing a podcast again. So Dana goes hard in the paint. She gets not only... So our whole thing was, hey, we don't want to close the place down. We just want to have a party, and everybody who's there, the kids can enjoy the party.
Yeah.
So Dana goes hard in the paint. She buys everybody. She buys tons of little toys to give away to any kids that are there. The funniest thing, dude.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, party fair, like little, like nice things too, like bubble machines, and stuff.
like Oscar bags. Like when you go to Oscars, they'll give you a bag.
Swag bags.
Yeah, swag bags, dog.
Yeah.
Kid swag bags.
Yeah, she did it right.
Bro, bubbles
Wherever.
rule kids' life. My daughter's best friend is Victoria. She's this tiny blonde little girl. She loves my daughters. Her and Ghost go hard. They run around. They wreck shop. My daughter Ghost, Ninja does her own shit.
She's the one that loves the bubbles the most.
Oh yeah, Ninja was covered in bubble.
Yeah, she loves bubbles. Yeah.
She just sat there, just like like. You ever see that one meme with the guy, the Florida man with the flag in the middle of the hurricane?
No, I've never seen that.
Yeah, look that up. Where it's just like with the American flag while the hurricane is like blowing wind and rain on him. That's Ninja. She loves bubbles. She'll stare right in the eye of bubbles.
That's funny.
I just walked away for 5 minutes, came back. She's covered in bubbles.
Yeah, soaked in bubbles.
Soaked in bubbles. Soaked in bubbles. So Dana's like, okay, we got us a mini, right? We got
Minnie Mouse. Yeah.
a Minnie Mouse. All right, we got to get us a Minnie Mouse. I don't know where she goes, Craigslist or something, but finds the shadiest Minnie Mouse ever. Right?
I called it morning after Minnie. That's what I called it.
Yeah. Hungover Minnie shows up. Minnie's been through some shit. So, anyways, she shows up.
Or does she show up? Wait, remember?
No, I realized who she was later. Some Russian chick shows.
Right. Well, but Dana, like she wouldn't perform at first.
Oh yeah. So anyways, she gets dressed in the bathroom, calls Dana's like, I need my cash up front.
I need my money now.
Like she's about to be a hooker at a bachelorette party, right?
Well, think about what that means. Though. That means that people are stiffing her at what she normally does. Yeah. Whatever that is. Well, so dude, maybe she was.
I mean, you're walking in some weird stuff.
It could be a trafficking situation.
Yeah, dude, we thought it could have been a trafficking situation. She has a Russian accent, you know.
I only have to do Minnie 300 more times. I get my passport back.
Yeah.
Know?
This is it. Let me have my life back. Right? She's walking into some kid's party. It's a bachelor party. Shit gets weird real fast.
Yeah, that's where she was headed. After you.
She gets her money, and first of all, the idea of having a giant mini versus what actually happened was two different things. This might as well have been a Saw to these kids. This was Godzilla in Tokyo.
They were
running around chasing kids.
And she was super tall in that costume. She was a good 6'1".
Yeah, she was.
In the costume.
She was a farmer chick.
Yeah, for sure.
She had Minnie had a big rack.
Like, this is why Russia's losing the wars, because these women all left. If she was back there, the war would have been done months ago.
I mean, she has Russian peasant tits, right? Just big Russian peasant tits, right? So she's running around chasing the kids, you know, and...
she would do this creepy thing with her hands, too, while she chased, do this with those weird fingers. It was just like the dress. She had the pink dress on. It was dirty, just a little dirty.
Oh yeah, she didn't watch it.
Yeah,
she just grabbed it out. She was definitely Craigslist Minnie. You know what I'm saying?
It's just a little scary. Well, anybody who does that, it's illegal. You know, like because all those characters.
What do you mean it's illegal?
All those characters, the rights to those characters are owned by Disney, and anybody who makes a public appearance for money in those characters is breaking the law. So the character itself was not officially licensed. That's a bootleg outfit. Somebody had to make that. So that's why, it looks a little off, and why they kind of keep it a little like cash only kind of business, because it's illegal.
Of course,
they get sued all the time for that.
Of course, she's just cashing checks and breaking necks, bro. So she showed up. We gave away, and dude, it was so great because I had fear that nobody was going to show up. My fear. This is generational trauma. And the place was packed. Everyone loved it.
I told Danielle we got to go because Sam's got baggage about parties.
Yeah, I got bad baggage. And you guys did show up. And it was great. And then all the mothers stared at me like I was a chocolate sundae. Because they were like, one, you're a dad who cares, you're a dad who's nice to other kids, and you give gifts away like Armenian Santa. I mean, just staring at me with lust in their eyes.
Danielle thought you were one friend. The blonde one was there. She thought that was Fight Nanny.
Oh, really?
The whole time.
My
I was
friend
like,
Courtney?
yeah. I was like, no.
It's so funny. How cute was Courtney's baby? Like the whitest
so
baby you've
cute.
ever seen in your life.
Cute little blonde baby.
So Courtney and I met. I can't really get into it, but it's like we met in certain things. We used to be a bunch of crazy people. Now we got the Lord in our life. Okay, let me put it to you like that. Yeah. And now we're both raising white valley girls in L.A., right? Like my daughters are the top of the food chain. Think about that. I'm raising white valley girls.
Think about that. Yeah, for sure.
How hilarious is that?
After all your war on private school kids and all that stuff.
And dude, like,
gonna raise a couple
we're getting them into school now, okay? Like, dude, like, I don't even, like, now it's like, I know people in this town are like, oh, my kid's 1, he's already in private school. What? Already?
1?
Yeah.
No kidding.
I don't know, man.
That's too early, right?
I'm going to be, well, I don't know. Different people have different views. I, myself, okay, am very, very, like, sad about my kids going to school. Okay? I'm very sad about my kids going to school.
Why? You like having them
Because
home?
you're already, like, giving them away.
Oh, because they're aging, yeah.
Yeah, they're already giving it away.
Yeah, I got you.
So they loved it. Everyone left with toys. And, like, it was so funny. Like, these people just kept coming back and grab. I'm like, hey, man, we already gave you a bunch of shit. This one, like, sometimes, like, parents who have really young kids will bring their, like, teenage kids. And the poor teenage kids have to run around. This one chick is just going around trying to grab more shit. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, chill out. It's like those 12-year-olds that show up at Halloween. Like, okay, it's over now.
Chill out, 12-year-old. Okay,
yeah.
13-year-old. We get you. You don't need 3 of these bubble machines.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, I loved it. It was great. Johnny, thank you again for coming.
Of course, buddy.
Johnny, Johnny Betancourt brought his daughter.
Johnny Betancourt was here.
And we'll bring in Earl right now.
We have a guest today.
Yeah, we have a guest, but real funny. Bring in Earl. So it was really funny. So I find things on the ground, Johnny, and I just collect them. I'm like a weird hoarder.
You find things out of the ground.
On the ground.
On the ground.
On the ground.
So you're like a homeless person collecting
Yes,
coins
I am a
and stuff.
homeless person, sometimes collecting shit, yes.
What kind of stuff do you collect off the ground?
Sometimes I'll find like real like
like a
weird
squirrel.
trinkets or something. So the other
Like
day,
a raven.
I was like, I pulled into the parking where I live, and in the trash area, there was a gorgeous
You're going
balloon.
through the trash.
There's a gorgeous balloon basically being thrown out. It was gorgeous.
A balloon?
A balloon.
That's not worthy of going through the trash.
No, it wasn't in the trash.
You said it was in the trash.
It was in the trash area.
What does that mean?
It was like connected to a balloon that was in the trash area, but was in the trash. But someone was throwing it out. But it was a gorgeous balloon.
See, whenever I see something in the trash, I assume there's a reason somebody put it there. Probably
Not in L.A. They're just throwing
Somebody
stuff out because they're
vomited on
too
it.
lazy to deal with it.
somebody with diarrhea,
So
like
anyways,
shit all over it.
before we bring in Earl, I take this balloon, right? I'm like, this is a cute balloon. My daughters love this color. I'm going to keep this balloon.
So you gave your daughters a trash
No,
balloon.
I did. Let me tell the fucking story.
Disgusting. You going through the trash. You
Let
make
me-
plenty of money. You don't need to be digging through
Johnny,
the trash.
I did dig through the trash. It was outside the trash in the trash area.
The trash area.
And the reason I wanted it because it had one of those clips for chips. I wanted to use a clip.
You're going to put a trash balloon clip on your food.
No, I'm going to wash it, then put it on my food.
You live like you grew up during the Depression.
Johnny,
this doesn't
I gotta
make any
survive.
sense.
Anyways, so I get this balloon. It's a purple balloon. It's a
You're
gorgeous
like
purple balloon.
my grandma. She used to
It's a gorgeous purple
She has
balloon.
preserves in the freezer
Gorgeous.
from the
It's gorgeous.
90s.
I get it. Dana gets all these balloons for the kids. There's so
Wait,
many
was
balloons.
that balloon at the party?
Yeah. So this balloon that was being thrown out, this gorgeous little balloon, I have it there. Johnny Betancourt's daughter's like, can I have the balloon? I'm like, take the balloon. It's your balloon. The kids start a war over this balloon. Everyone's fighting over it. They're
I saw that. Yeah.
Right? I'm like, oh, come on, everybody can have a balloon. I'm like, Ghost, give her the balloon. Give her the balloon. Let her have the balloon. And that's why, Johnny, one man's trash is another 3-year-old child's treasure. Okay? Do you understand that?
Probably got tetanus now. or
She
something.
doesn't have tetanus, Johnny. I cleaned it.
Most Americans think they spend about $80 a month on subscriptions, but the actual total is closer to $200. If you don't know how much money you spend on subscriptions, you need Rocket Money. Rocket Money, formerly known as True Bill, is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. More than 80% of people have subscriptions they've forgotten about. I know I do, like the streaming service you bought just to watch one show, or that free trial that you never even used. I just bought AMC Plus to watch Mad Men, and I let it run for 3 months after. Waste of $30 right there. Rocket Money will quickly and easily identify your subscriptions so you can stop paying for the ones you don't want. Rocket Money makes canceling subscriptions as easy as a click of a button. You find the subscription you don't want and press cancel. Rocket Money does the rest. No more long hold times with customer service or tedious emailing back and forth. More than 3 million people have used Rocket Money, saving an average of up to $720 a year. Like I said, I found out I had AMC Plus running for an extra 3 months after I stopped using it. I also found a couple of other services that I was paying for that I wasn't using. They bank on that. These companies that you will use their free trial, 7 days pass, you forget about it, you get billed, it gets thrown in the mix of your bank account, you don't notice it for another, 6-7 months, and then you've wasted $70 and you'll never get it back. That's where Rocket Money comes in. Stop throwing your money away, cancel unwanted subscriptions, and manage your expenses the easy way. That's by going to rocketmoney.com/broken. That's rocketmoney.com/broken. rocketmoney.com/broken.
Joining us via the power of Zoom. He's one of my favorite people in the Los Angeles comedy scene, which is getting weirder and weirder by the day. We'll get into a little bit of that, but I'm very excited to have him. We've been trying to make this happen, and we finally have. Please welcome my good friend, one of the OGs of the LA comedy scene, Crooked Bar alum, my good friend Earl Skakel. How are you, Earl?
I mean, we are soldiers in the comedy world.
We really are, buddy. You used to go to Crooked Bar, right?
Yeah, I went to Crooked Bar. What was it? Coconut Teaser on Monday nights.
Yeah,
I mean,
dude.
I would say every venue I started at is gone.
You are the Reaper. So, Earl, before we get into your story, for our listeners who may not be familiar with you, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and where they can find you?
Sure. I'm most known, God forbid, from the show Roast Battle, which I defeated Jimmy Carr in. I'm also the voice of Barry Jelly on Tyler, the Creator's The Jellies. I'm the only white guy on an all-black cartoon. Comedy Store paid regular for about 10 years now. And you can find me everywhere at Earl Skakel.
I love it, Earl. You got do you still have 1 million jerseys?
Yeah, there's a guy coming to my house next week potentially to buy the whole collection. So,
Wow, really?
fingers crossed.
Why are you getting rid of your collection?
As you knew me in the early days, I used to wear the jerseys on stage, and it was kind of like Bert's known for not having his shirt on. I was known for the hockey jerseys, and now I wear like custom leather outfits. So I'm just not as interested in hockey jerseys as I used to be.
Respect. You are the mayor of West Hollywood for sure. You're one of the best. So, Earl, before we get into your story, what's your thoughts on what I call the Hollywood comedy scene? What's your thoughts?
I mean, it seems to be now what gets you ahead is, and I say this with no hate, no heat against anyone who's doing it this way, but if you are a viral person, whether it be TikTok, Instagram Reels, that gets you much further ahead than good joke writing. So that's kind of a bummer, I think, for OGs like you and me who are maybe the opposite. Like, hey, here's a well-constructed joke. Hey, here's a joke that gets 8 views on TikTok, but if you show someone shooting something out of their ass, it gets 2 million views.
Right. I'm with you on that. I'm also in this weird place right now because I was doing my Comedy Chaos show and the Comedy Store was like, hey, do you mind if we put blah, blah, blah up? And I'm like, why? Oh, blah, blah, blah's here. I'm like, bumping where I'm from, people bump are the faces of networks. Like, you see a peacock, you see this face. Like, that's who bumps. The only person who ever broke that rule was Freddie Soto, and that was 25 years ago, okay? Until then, it was like, you have a huge name. Now it's like anybody can bump. And, I'm a weird guy, Earl, because I'm a little... I have a weird view because there's something about, someone has this on Netflix or that on Netflix or this. I don't respect that anymore. Because what that says to me is that somewhere a suit made a decision or a couple suits based on whatever they're trying to push or whatever they're trying to do. And if you have a podcast and you connect with somebody and you get a following off that podcast or off YouTube, that to me says you've connected with the people. And I think it's way harder to make that happen than be like, oh, this person's the third lead on a show that got critically panned by everybody who watched it. Right? I don't care if you're on Netflix.
Well, I don't want to mention the guy's name because I don't know them for it to be personal, but I saw someone recently play a venue that is more known for their viral videos than they are their comedy. So I went into the room. I said, I'm going to watch them with no preconceived notion. They might be great. And I literally walked in and the person's like, I think I just forgot my joke. And this person will get booked over you and me 100% of the time because they're a draw. So it's just a new era of stand-up comedy in 2023. I think being funny keeps you in the door, but it doesn't get you in the door.
Yeah, I think also that I think it's also that all these clubs are playing to a base that thinks that sarcasm is violence, and they take everything literal. And it's not just the left that does that. You see people on the right now doing it too. Like, everything is literal. And it's like so funny because I do these indie shows. I have the best time. Then I go to these comedy clubs and these crowds are so fucking woke. It's just Hollywood sucks. It just sucks. And you know what, man? I'm just going to keep doing it, do what I want, and do this show. And I'm glad you're on the show. And I love you, and I love your journey, and I'm such a big fan of yours. And I'm so thankful you're on my show. So I go, hey, Earl, you got any good stories to tell? I'd love to hear a good story. You're like, oh, I got a story. So can you tell us your story?
Sure, it's a gangbang story.
Perfect. We just got done talking about my children's birthday party, so why not transition right into it? Perfect transition here on Broken Sim. We go from wholesome to who knows what's going on.
Go from babies to
Well, it
babies
does
in Maine.
have
Let's do it.
something to do with my journey into stand-up comedy. The guys who got me into comedy were all agents and managers. High-level ones, at William Morris, Free Arts, just the biggest of the big. And they were all like, Earl, get into stand-up. You're the funniest guy we know. We'll help you. And as you know about that business, you literally work 15-hour days, 5 days a week. So on the weekends, you work very little and you play. It's like the reverse. You play 15 hours a day and you maybe sleep the rest. So they were the horniest group of guys I've ever met in my life.
So hold on, Earl, did you start out as an agent?
No. I was just happened to be friends, guys I went to high school with, guys I played hockey with. They all ended up, one guy was Stallone's assistant. Another guy was a huge agent at William Morris. And they were all like, Earl, you are the funniest dude we know. And they had the A-list of the A-list clients. So they're the ones who actually got me into stand-up. And since I was sober, I mean, alive, they always kept me around for the wild parties because I was a pretty big dude back then. So if there was any trouble that broke out, I could handle it.
You're also pretty jacked.
Called me up one night.
I don't know how old you are, Earl, but you're still jacked as fuck. You're jacked.
I mean, I'm 54. I can handle myself. I mean, Brendan Schaub could kick my ass, but like he's a pro fighter. So.
Yeah, he can kick most people's asses. That's what these internet trolls don't understand. Like, you would never say that to his face.
No.
He would. Dude,
Yeah.
he hit my leg one time as a joke, and my leg went numb.
It's so funny. Yeah.
Went numb.
Oh, yeah.
He's bad.
I mean, the only time I've ever had an interaction with him was when I brought him up at the Improv, and he gave me a fist bump because I had a good set, and my hand hurt for like 3 days.
I'm telling you, bro, he's just nothing but a brick house, dog. Everyone can shit on, I know he gets, and like, I'm full on the record. He's a good friend of mine. I love him very much. I hate seeing the nonstop hate on him, man. That guy could crack skulls. You're a top
Just
one.
boring. That shit with him is boring.
I'm waiting for people to move on.
Get a life.
Move on. I get it. Stop clicking. Stop clicking on these clicks. Let's all just move on. Let the guy take care of his family. But go on. Go on, Earl.
So I get a phone call one night. Now I'm going to change some names around. I'll just say Rick called me and said, "Hey, get over here. We met this girl at the Four Seasons, and we're having a scene," they would call it. And now this call's at about 3 a.m. They met this girl around 8 p.m. So I would have preferred to get the call a little earlier.
Oh, God. Here we go. And here we go.
So I get over there. There's no parking. It's on Doheny and Beverly. It's all permit parking. So I literally I was so horny and, just ready.
How long ago is this?
This is maybe 91.
Oh, snaps. This is a long time. So you're only like early 20s. Like, you're really early 20s.
Yeah, I'm 22, whatever I was. So I'm real horned up,
So when you get this call, Earl, it's go time. Like,
Let's
they're
put
calling
it this way. These guys would not say it's a scene unless it was a scene.
Okay. Okay. All right. So you get your buddies from high school are all players. Were they players at this point, or did they go on to be players?
They were players at this point.
Damn, dude, that young, already a player? That's impressive, dude. So your buddies call you. They say it's a scene. Code word. Let's go.
Just a side story. One of them, they all had business cards that said William Morris, CAA, ICM, wherever they worked. So we could get into any club we wanted. We were like Reservoir Dogs walking up to a nightclub. It was just the greatest time of my life in terms of like horniness. And so I leave my car running in the middle of Doheny, lights on, keys in the car. Anyone could have stolen my car. I go up to, let's say, Joey's house or his condo, and I'll never forget the visual of I open up the door, and it was like that opening shot in Saving Private Ryan, just bodies everywhere, just bed sheets everywhere, rubber boxes everywhere. It looked like minefield in Nam trying to navigate the carpet and the filth that was on it. And the girl, there's 9 guys and the girl.
What?
Yeah, me.
9 guys, one girl, then they call for more backup.
Yeah, who's calling you in that
What
situation?
is
Like,
this?
what we need is one more dude here to fuck this
Marvel
shit.
Comics, bro. We got some badass female character, and we need more guy backup.
But those were my friends. They thought it would be funny to get some dude in there at 3 a.m. after 7 hours of doing whatever this girl wanted, and it was all consensual. The girl looks up at me and goes, "Who the hell are you?" And now she looked at this. She looked at this point like Alice Cooper after a 5-song encore. I mean, a little rough. But my buddy's like, "Oh, that's okay, honey. He plays in Guns N' Roses. He's got more money than all of us." So I didn't know what I was walking into. So I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna need a condom, guys. No offense, but I know you guys." And my buddy. We'll call him Kelsey. He says, "Go in the kitchen and find something. Not find a condom, but find something." So I go into his kitchen, and the first thing I saw was a Pringles can, which at that point of the night probably would have worked. But then I see an unopened bag of Ritz crackers.
Oh.
And I got a pretty big dick, so I thought, you know what? That probably would fit.
Oh my God.
So with Surgeon General like precision, I pull open the bag, because they're kind of like, I don't know, you know how they're shaped.
Yeah.
You got to be real careful or else you rip it.
Yeah, yeah.
So I pour out all the crackers.
Oh my God.
And it fit perfectly. So I said to the girl, "Let's go in his office." Now, this will match up with the timeline. On his desk was about 12 scripts for the Steven Seagal movie Under Siege 2. So, I'll never forget this moment. It's like they always tell a high wire act, never look down. When they're trying to go between the, two tall buildings. And I was like, "Don't look at her vagina right now. Don't. I mean, it's been 8 hours. Do not look down there." I looked, and my God, it looked like that thing Boba Fett fell into. Like,
what was that called? The pit of
the Sarlacc pit.
the Sarlacc
Sarlacc
pit.
pit.
Yeah.
So I do my thing.
I love that you power through it.
You know how guys are. At that point, there was no more invites, and they just wanted this girl out of there. So I said, "Come on, honey, I'll give you a ride home, wherever you need to go." And she couldn't find her clothes. She's literally in just her underwear, which were more stretched out than like Ralphie May's swim trunks.
Let's just say if you had seen her at the beginning of this journey, would you say she was attractive? Like, how old was she?
We became friends after this. So, she was a good-looking mid-30s woman, and so she couldn't find her clothes. She finally finds her jacket. So we walk downstairs, and it's a little awkward in the elevator. Or we took the elevator. And we get into my car. Lights are on, engine's running. God knows how much gas I burned. And
why
I'm
did
a
you
car
turn off the
freak.
car?
I was so horned up. I literally I was like the ultimate warrior running to the ring. I wanted in that condo. So she gets in the car, and I'm a car nut. I go to the car auctions. I watch that shit on television.
Yeah.
And I noticed on her jacket on the left side, it said Shelby Motors.
Nice.
And I was like, you know Carol Shelby? She looks at me and goes, and in this tone, know him. That's my husband.
Shit. Oh,
So here's where it gets crazy.
It gets crazy.
So I drop her off at the Sterling Plaza Hotel, which is on Beverly Glen and Wilshire. For you local LA people, next time you're on that corner, you can see the hotel. It's still there. And she was so horned up. She's like, "Do you want to come up? Like, can you, like, at 4 a.m, after having sex with my friends for 10 hours, she still wanted more."
That's just how women are, bro.
That's crazy.
The hungry hippos.
So the next, I drop her off. Hey, let's keep in touch. There's no social media back then. I think we gave my cell phone was in the car. It was like It's like the first cell phone Crockett had in Miami Vice. It was like the size of a fucking fax machine. And so I go to it's the last time I've had an actual job. I was at the Sports Connection, which is a gym. And I tell my two buddies, Steroid Rob and Black Albert, hey, man, last night was crazy. I met this chick. She like sexual appetite, like nothing I'd ever seen before. And they're like, well, we got to meet this girl. And Steroid Rob is like, I'll tell her I play on the Raiders. And little Albert was like, I'll tell her I produce Michael Jackson albums. I'm like, guys, you don't have to do that. You can just go over there. So I call her, and her name's Cynthia. I'm like, hey, I got my two buddies. They're real horned up. It's just two of them. I figured that'd be a walk in the park for you. Do you mind if they I said, do you mind if they come over? You know, they're cool. I'm vouching for them. So I go up in the room with them. I said, guys, have fun. Albert, Rob, this is Cynthia. Be cool. Treat her respectfully. They call me 2 days later. I'm like, hey, how was it? She's wild, right? They're like, how was it? We're still here.
Oh, my God.
It gets crazier. I have to be real careful how I say this next part because this person's still in the business.
Okay.
We're going to call him,
Chef Boyardee.
Yes, we're going to call him Chef Boyardee. Very powerful in the business still. He gets wind of it. Word spreads when a girl like this is in the inner circle. Everyone starts talking.
Yeah.
He's like, Earl, I hear you're closest with Cynthia. I got to get in on this. I'm going through a bad breakup. I'll take her to dinner. I'll take her to Q's to play pool. I'm like, bro, you don't have to do any of that. You can just go over there. And so once again, I think it was a Saturday night. I bring Chef Boyardee over to the Sterling Hotel. I knock on Shelby's door. Hey, this is my friend Chef Boyardee. He's real cool. I vouch for him. Next day, she calls me. And I'm like, hey, how is Chef Boyardee? He's got a big dick. He loves to eat pussy. She's like, girl, I didn't fuck him. I'm like, you didn't fuck one guy? What was wrong? He's like, Earl, I'm not fucking any guy that can't beat me in pool.
Oh, he cock-blocked himself.
100% of that story is true. No exaggerations. Nothing was made to be more than it seemed.
Oh, my God. That is crazy. That is crazy.
That's crazy.
She was cool.
Is she still with us?
We lost touch. I'm not sure. I know he died. He's a legend in the car world. He invented the Cobra Mustang.
Yeah.
Oh, really? And he just must have loved. He just must have met her. She was a fucking freak, and he's like, "I'm gonna make an honest woman out of her." And then she was just, when he was gone, making cars, trying to make America prosper. She's out there just banging Steroid Rob and Black Albert. Okay.
I mean, they were so excited. Like I can remember their enthusiasm. I'm like, guys, she's cool. It's like you don't have to throw lines to her. You just Earl's vouching for you, so you're good. And but that was and of course all the guys who said they'd help me, they all left the business to get into real estate, except for Chef Boyardee.
Earl, well, you're the best. I love having you on the show. I love gigging with you. I just saw you did something with the Smash Brothers. Where'd you guys go? Arizona, was it, or San Diego?
There's that new, I guess it's new, called Mic Drop Comedy.
In San Diego, right?
Yeah.
How was the club?
It's it's amazing. It's a total comics club. There's 2 green rooms. The big green room they have a podcast set up, and Dice was on the early show, and the Smash Brothers are amazing. They sold it out, and
I love those 2 guys.
They're just good people, and congratulations to you, dude. Every single show you have at the Comedy Store is fucking sold out, and it's
We're trying, buddy. I feel like I think people think I'm a weirdo. And I just don't feel.
Yeah, but you're a combo, like what we were talking about. Obviously, you're an amazing comic, and you're an OG comic. So you did it the right way, but you've also found a way to navigate the new world of a successful podcast and not viral videos, but like your social media game is strong.
Thank you,
and
buddy.
so you're like a hybrid of everything that works in this business.
Well, I was like, it's like you've had a lot of success through the roast battle and stuff that they played really into your strengths. And like I bombed in Montreal in the year 2000, so the industry hated me very early. So I had to figure out a way to survive, and I was just blessed that Brian Redband was my friend, and he just told me about podcasting, and I just learned how to podcast. And then Dana was in my life. Well, she was already in my life before I started that, and she just knew how to figure out how to get sponsorship, because she'd have to do that with these music videos because they cost so much money to make, and nobody wanted to spend the money. So she would and then here we are. That becomes the model that we live in right now. So. I mean, you do voiceovers on awesome cartoons. I mean, it's blessings, dude. And it's like, I was telling Felicia Michaels about how much I love her and how much I respect her. And like, I go, you know how good you are, that you have been at the Comedy Store for so long. Do you know how hard that is to be at the Comedy Store? She was part, like when she was really young, part of the early boom. Now she was part of the last boom, and now she's part of this new growth, this new world that is the Comedy Store. That's how great Felicia Michaels is. And I feel that's you too, Earl, that you and I have been around for a very long time, and we've been able to survive and adapt because we just have always had to kind of like be constantly working on our act, and never given anything. Everything is earned, and I and while it's happening, it seems like chaos. But when you look back on it, it's such a blessing that like you appreciate everything you have, and you just keep growing. And like you're right, joke writing and authenticity, coming on telling a story, a hilarious story like that, like that's what's going to keep guys like you and me relevant all the time. It's just being able to be real.
I mean, we're in the worst category you can be in comedy, like older white dudes.
Well, Earl, for Hollywood,
we have to try hard.
But Hollywood's dying, Earl. I mean, it's just dying. Like, it's like, yeah, there's going to be 1 million streaming services, but they're never going to pay anything. So that kind of allure will disappear, and it will just be back to fucking people. And like, dude, I'm telling you, brother, I know that The Amazing Racist is something that you don't necessarily want to be associated with because of the name, but or that character. No, what was it called? The house racist, right? But that character resonated with people so much, and like, not that you have to go out there and say like racist shit, because I know that's not who you are. But even if you did, I think it would be fuck it, like do what you gotta do, but. Like, that guy is in you. That guy is going to be the one that people love to see. That, like, and I always say this, dude. I've been really trying to push Eleanor Kerrigan into this. Like, just reacting to the chaos that is the internet. Like, before Instagram said, shut it down, I was getting like, I had 5 million people visit my Instagram. And then they said, okay, this is too many people for Sam Tripoli. We can't be having this guy resonate with 5 million people. Like, that number's nuts to me, right? But it's all reaction videos that I know that I would love to sit down with you, Earl, and show you what I've done and, like, how I think you could dominate. You just got to be wanting to.
Oh, I need the help.
I'll sit down with you, dude. We'll grab lunch. I'll grab you lunch, and we'll talk, and we'll just, like, compare dicks. I know yours is big. Mine is not.
I mean, mine's big enough to leave a smile on the girl's face. I'll just put it that way.
For me, I have 2 kids. My work here is done. I'm just hitchhiking.
Yeah, but you got a hammer.
Yeah, I got a 6-inch hammer. It does the job. these wide set vagina bitches are trying to say I don't got 6 inches. I've been measuring this thing since the moment I realized you could measure it. Okay, I know what I have. All right. Do you know what
I mean, a big dick is relative. Like, to me, I got a big dick, but when you look at, say, a Jack Napier porn, that's a big dick.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, also that like we've been kind of spoiled seeing pretty dicks, right? Like all the porno dicks tend to be pretty dicks. Because when you look at these like naked roast battle dicks, they're ugly dicks. Those are some ugly ass dicks, dude. I'm like, oh my God, I'd be lesbian too if I was a chick. If I had to see those disgusting monsters. It's gross.
Oh, I had to judge a naked roast battle. I think it was the first year they did it. And I'm still scarred. Girls pulling out their set list out of their pussies.
Hey.
And that was pretty funny, actually. But guys not grooming. I mean, it's just like Ari Shaffir throwing urine in Zach Amico's open wound.
Oh my God, that was crazy, right? And then a week later, 2 weeks later, Doug Stanhope peed on Ari. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I was there. I got my peed on myself. Yeah.
Great moment in podcasting history. So, real quick, you are one of the guys who I always remember. Do you still get your body shaved down?
No, I do it myself now. I do the man. This is not a plug. I pay for it. I do the Manscaped thing, and I get the
You
the
used to
female.
get it shaved down, right?
Yeah. I get the female razor. I think it's called a Venus something.
Yeah, that's it. Venus,
whatever.
yeah.
And I use that to get the nooks and crannies there. It makes your dick look bigger. It's an old line.
I got shaved down by
an
a
old line
Chinese
from
lady
Orgasmo.
boy. I got shaved down by a Chinese lady boy who gave me a Brazilian. Best poop I've ever taken.
Oh yeah, nothing beats a clean booty hole when you take a clean dump. You don't even wipe.
Earl, I love you. Thank you for coming on the show. Thank you for telling us stories. You have an open door if you ever want to come on. And we should do some shows sometime together.
I love Sam. I love Johnny. Johnny's a fucking hidden jewel in the podcasting community. So
Thank you.
I
Thank
love
you,
you
Earl.
both.
We love you.
All right,
And,
Earl.
see you guys soon.
We love you.
Later,
Take
dude.
care,
Have a
Earl.
good
Bye.
night.
Thanks for the stories.
Bye. I like Earl.
I love Earl. That might be to be a Rockfin exclusive.
Yeah. Well, he can go hard with wrestling stories too. He was on Punch Drunk a couple months ago, and he goes
No, I love Earl.
goes
Is
so hard
amazing.
with wrestling.
It's so funny.
Encyclopedic knowledge of wrestling.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like old school wrestling's great. But it's all theater. Speaking of theater, Johnny, I recently got asked to do a rooftop gig, and I can tell you,
Really?
yeah,
Where?
in Hollywood. And I didn't even like some guys like, we'd love to have you on this episode. And I'm like, this week I'm like, okay. We should have done AI porn with Earl, but we'll do it next time. We'll talk about it another time. But
Yeah, we did a lot of porn content.
yeah,
in that-
today
that
we went a little
block.
hard. That's a Rockfin exclusive.
Yeah.
Rockfin
It's going
exclusive.
to be an interesting YouTube episode.
Yeah, it might be a little shorter, right? A little shorter.
Yeah.
And
It's more of a Sam Tripoli than an Earl Skakel, we'll say, in the length department of this episode.
what do you mean?
You know exactly what I mean.
I don't know what you mean.
Well, Earl's got a hog, and you got, what do you say?
6 inches.
You say that, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I might be lying.
Well, yeah, the women say you're lying, apparently.
Yeah,
That's what you
but
keep
those
telling me.
chicks have wide set vaginas. Okay,
That's
so they
to
wouldn't
do-
know 6
That's
inches.
not, yeah, but wide set means wide. We're talking
Yeah.
about thickness, girth,
Yeah.
not length.
No, they're
That's
not
depth.
talking girth. I don't have a thick dick either. I have a shanker.
Okay.
Okay, I shank.
Okay.
So I do this rooftop, and I don't know why
A shank.
people want me at these shows because I'm so much older than everybody around me.
Oh, is that like a young gig or something?
Oh yeah, this is like Hollywood roof young person gig. And so I've had to come to conclusion, Johnny, that I have to do jokes from before when I was younger for these younger people to enjoy that. Like when I do like a young person show, you know what's joke they
interesting.
really love? Silver Robot Guy. They love Silver Robot Guy story. That's an old ass joke. That happened
It's a good bit.
20 years ago.
That's a nice one.
But they love it.
How long does that take you to tell?
That's a big
one.
I chop it up. It could be maybe about anywhere from 7 to 10 if I really want to extend it.
That's so funny.
Right. So I do it. But here's the thing, Johnny. I'm doing this show. I show up. It's a rooftop show. Everybody looks like they're from a Verizon wireless commercial. It's about
So funny.
Johnny. Like it. I mean, you're talking diversity. It looks like Verizon wireless commercials and everybody who works at Google that's losing their jobs. And I'm laughing about that. And I go, "Who's here? It's a Tuesday night. Why are we
What
here?"
roof are you on the top of?
I forget the name of the hotel
In Hollywood, you think?
in Hollywood, because you know all these hotels are popping up
like
in Hollywood
down there,
now.
like near Hollywood Boulevard. Where?
It's like Hollywood Boulevard between on
I'm trying to figure out kind
Wilcox.
of the scene. Okay,
Okay,
yeah, down near the mail. The
off
mail
of like
office.
Wilcox and Salima,
I don't know.
which is where that post office is.
Yeah. Cherokee,
So it's right there.
Right, Cherokee, and
Yeah, and Cherokee's right there. Like I used to live on Cherokee.
yeah, I used to walk there all the time. The post office.
It's a nice area.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I mean, it's like I'm gonna tell you
where
something.
you got into that wreck at Las Palmas, right?
Yeah. Well, was it a wreck or I got pulled over?
Oh, okay. I thought it was. I can't remember. It's one of your Sam Tripoli traffic court.
Yeah.
incidents
That's
was-
why I won the court case. So I do this, and like it's a nice area. It's very diverse. So we go there again. I'm making jokes about how, oh my God, what is this? A Verizon wireless commercial? All
That's
this
such a good
stuff.
line, yeah.
Someone goes, no, it's a CNN party. I go, what? They're like, yeah, dude. Literally,
You were playing a CNN party?
No.
Oh.
No, the CNN party just happened to be going on at this comedy show. The show they have a show there like every week.
Oh, I see.
And the CNN party just happened to be there at the same time.
Because the CNN building's right, like not too far from there.
Right down the street.
Yeah.
And like, you just really want to understand how lost CNN is right now. Just look at like what's on the ticker. It's like the dumbest stories ever. Like the world's just burning. They're like Austin Rivers and Mo Bamba go at it in a basketball game. Like anyone cares.
Dude, I mean, they're taking Bill Maher's scraps, his shit that he just throws on. The last 10 minutes of his show, he throws on YouTube, calls it overtime.
Dude, listen.
And they're putting that live on the air.
It's so hilarious, Johnny, because
He can't even believe it.
You listen to him. You listen to the head of CNN, and he's like, yeah, we'd love to get into comedy, but to run a comedy show, you need like 200 people. Think about that, Johnny.
So dumb. So dumb.
200 people to make a comedy project on legacy media.
Let's think about realistic. You could do an incredible show. 5 writers? Like a really top flight. 5 writers, maybe? A guy. You need a guy, a talent. That's the money. But like a face to host it. 5 writers in a room. Producer. A couple, like a handful of producers. No way do you need more than 20 people. Maybe 30 to do a half decent show.
Yeah.
50 at most.
No,
200? Where's 200 come from?
You
You
need.
can't even get
Here's
close
what you
to that.
need to do it right. You need 3 camera guys, an editor, 2 writers, and
Yeah, but
and-
you know they're not going to get by with 2 writers. There's no way. Somebody gets sick or something.
I
Then
mean,
you
you
got
don't
one
even
writer for a weekend.
need 2 writers. I mean, like,
They need writers. They need more writers.
I mean, like tough crowd, like back in the day. Like if you ran a tough crowd right now, you would just have to make sure you get the
That
best
show's
comics,
so good.
right?
I love that show. That show was everything to me.
And it's like, why aren't they bringing that back?
well, I mean, the people pester the shit out of Colin Quinn about it. I think he's just kind
Just
of
do
annoyed
another
hearing about it.
version of it if he doesn't want to do it.
Yeah, there was a lot of. I mean, if you
I mean,
think about it too, like they lost Geraldo, they lost Patrice. Those 2 guys were like the heart and soul of that show.
Well, yeah,
for a long time.
Those guys are great. Geraldo was one of the greatest comics to ever do it, by far.
And he was so good in that format, dude, because he was just quick and like cynical, and just the perfect combination. He'd cut people deep on that.
Yeah,
show.
and when you're that smart and you're that fast, you want to turn your head off, and that's why you end up having problems with drugs,
oh yeah,
right? That's how it goes. But I mean, just think about that. Like that lets you know how insanely awesome Joe Rogan and the GRE is. That he does it with. I mean, as far as I know,
GRE.
the Joe Rogan Experience.
No, okay, the JRE.
JR. Okay, Jerry. Sorry, Johnny. Thank you, Johnny.
I thought we were talking about the George Rogan experience,
Okay,
which
the
is
George-
slightly less popular.
So you got him. You got young Jamie. You got a booker. Okay. He has security there. I don't even think that's part of the production.
It's not necessary to the show. For
Not
sure, right?
necessary to the show. If they got rid of security, the show would still go on.
That's because he's famous. That he
Right.
has security, yeah.
You probably have somebody who does the cutting up and editing.
For sure.
Maybe it's Jamie. But if you're doing a bunch of shows, it's hard to do
there's
all
no
that.
way he does all that
right?
stuff.
So what, 4, 5 people?
Yeah, most.
And like CNN's like, oh, you need like
200
200 people.
No. But I'm saying if you wanted to do it at like a network level, I can't think of more than 30 people that you would need. Other than, I guess you would, okay, so you're talking about audience warm-up if you're doing it at that level. So you need an audience warm-up guy. That's a salary. You'd need some people, like a staff to turn over the audience and get people scheduled and booked to come in the way they do it here in Hollywood. But I still can't think of more than 30. Like,
Do you
200
really
people?
need an audience warm? And like I have friends who do it. I want them to have jobs.
They think they do. Yeah.
Like the way Howard Stern did it back in the day. You have the staff, you have the people right there laughing at everything.
It's one of those things that they got used to back in the day when there were 3 networks and they had unlimited budgets, and it just kind of carried on.
But this is the funniest thing about this podcast is that it was or this show, it was a goodbye to integrity in journalism party.
Oh wait, the show you're
The party they were having was a saying goodbye to integrity in journalism.
what, had something happened at CNN or something?
Yeah, because they're laying off everybody.
That's interesting.
I mean, like, dude, I just heard today that like Don Lemon is like on the way out. Like,
Bye bye.
his show is bottoming out so badly.
It's bottoming out.
Yeah. Well, it's very interesting that he's the last guy to go, right? But if you look at all the people they've gotten rid of on CNN, all the faces, all the people.
Like who are we talking about though? I'm trying to think of the guys. Okay, so the bald fuck that everybody hated, he's fired.
Then you had the governor's brother,
Oh yeah, Chris
Cuomo.
Yeah.
He's gone.
And they loved him, dude. I mean, he was their golden boy.
Well, they just all got sacrificed.
golden
And then
boy.
it's so funny because they get jobs.
Let's see who's on the. I don't even know who's on the air on CNN anymore. Like, let me see. Let's go to their nighttime. Starting at 5, they got Jake Tapper. He's their news guy.
And he's going to be gone soon.
They
There's
got
no
Wolf,
way he's gonna
Wolf
survive.
Blitzer still hosting a show
Dude,
there.
unbelievable
At 6.
how that guy's still around.
Aaron Burnett, which is one of the dumbest shows on TV, is Aaron Burnett's show. Anderson Cooper, he's their golden boy now.
But how is he the golden boy when nobody's watching it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like,
And
dude,
then that's
like,
it. They don't have any
their
other.
peak is like
Well, this is
400 people,
this is the
which
day
is
of
a
the State of the Union.
episode of Bad's Friends.
How many people?
Like what are the ratings?
400,000? Is that right?
Yeah.
It's terrible. Terrible. Then they also have John King, who does an inside politics show during the day, but nobody's watching that.
Nobody's
It's mostly just Anderson Cooper and Aaron Burnett now on nights. That's it. They're all
like, and
star
how's
lineup.
Anderson Cooper still get to go? Like, how's
He's a legacy, dude. I mean, he's grandfathered in, literally.
right? But everybody else gets nailed, left out to dry, and he gets to stay.
Yeah, of course. That's how it works.
It's crazy.
He's got the blackmail material. You know he does.
Oh yeah, well he's a what's the famous
Vanderbilt, yeah.
Yep, he's a Vanderbilt. You ever hear the crazy things about his like family back in the day, about his brother and all that stuff that just disappeared?
What? No.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
I know that his brother died, right?
Yeah. Anyways, I don't want to get into that because we're trying to be Christian on a cruise ship. Still,
I saw
kinda.
him on 60 Minutes, crying
Yeah,
about
it's
it or
crazy. So I did that show. I crushed.
something.
Like,
the
dude, it
CNN
was
people
Vietnam.
laughed.
Yeah,
Really?
and dude, there was a gay couple, and the 2 gay guys who looked exactly the same. And I was like, how's it dating a guy who looks just like you? Do you just take out all your fucking frustration on yourself, like when you hate yourself
yeah.
and you get really fucking angry?
take
at
it
the
out on that
world?
ass.
You just take it out on yourself. You just you're not
funny.
gonna shit right for a week and just light yourself up. Then there was a woman with a baby there.
Oh, what are you
Like
doing?
a 3-month-old
What are you
baby.
doing? I don't understand these people who take
It's
their
so
babies everywhere.
weird. And then she was breastfeeding with the blanket over the baby. I'm like, whip those tits out.
Oh.
Let's see those mammies.
They're just daring you to say something too when they start breastfeeding in public.
I'm like, dude, this poor kid's already on his way to being a serial killer. He's at comedy shows at 3 months.
Yeah, I don't know what's worse, them not touching Ted Kaczynski for 7 days or bringing your kid to a CNN goodbye to journalism show.
Yeah, that's so true.
At 7 months or whatever.
All right, Johnny, do we have any calls or anything?
We got a few reviews here.
Okay, let's do some reviews.
Give me a handful. We got, this is from $25 Ladyboy. I think this is directed at you, Sam. Hooked on Phonics. The irony, I guess they did one of the automated ads was a Hooked on Phonics ad.
Well, we're getting a lot of stuff about both on this show and comedy and Conspiracy Social Club that they're running a lot of wax ads. If you know
really?
what I'm talking about.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Right? And it's, well, as far as I know, Johnny, we have no say in that, do we?
Well, I think we already killed him on this show, I think. On Spreaker, you can kill like a class of ads. I think we did. If you hear them, let me know.
All right.
But yeah, we had a Hooked on Phonics ad. This guy says, the irony of a Hooked on Phonics ad during the show proves we are actually in a simulation. So
It's still broken. Shut up.
Marco Fernando. Love you. Sup, bro. How's this random guy gonna say that Sam only says sup, bro to fans when he genuinely spends time greeting his fans?
Thank you, dude. Like, I can't believe this guy is like, oh my God, that one time I saw you, you didn't like work my nuts. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
All right. Yeah, he was clearly butthurt. L Train 2003 phone number. I listen all the time. Been doing it from the start. Great podcast. Best ever. All that stuff. Best host ever. Best computer guy ever. Pew pew pew. Anyways, I heard the phone number given out once, which makes me wonder if it's even real. Well, it's on the screen.
What's the phone number?
Reckon y'all could give that out, and I can call you with the best, worst atrocity ever. Hugs and kisses. Luke from the land of the free. That's Florida.
Respect,
I would
bro.
give out the number right now.
What is the number?
What is the number? What is the number? I do wonder what is the number. Let me look it up. What could the number be? Vamp, Sam. Or just look on your phone. Or help me out and vamp while I'm looking for the number. Yeah, that's helpful. I don't want... All right, it's 657 339-1338. That's 657-1339. I'm sorry. 657-339-1338. You say you listen all the time, but we give that number out a lot.
A lot. Johnny's passing it around. Like,
all right. Author Joshua L. Roach. So he's promoting his writing.
Okay.
Author. He's an author.
Yeah, he's
Joshua
an author.
L. Roach. We'll judge your review.
We'll judge you on your
review.
writing by your review.
Here we go. Atrocities all around. It's an atrocity that this show doesn't post twice a week. Highly underrated top 5 comedy podcast from the Rogan era. Big thanks to Johnny and Sam from Greenville, South Carolina. Great city.
We love you. Thank you so much, guys.
Twice a week would kill.
Listen, I have to live life to have something to talk about. I panic every day. Am I going to have enough to talk about on Broken Sim to have a story that is interesting? Thank God Earl came on and dropped Hammer of the Gods on us.
Yeah, he dropped
Gay
Hammer of the
hammers.
Gods on a few people, yeah.
Gay hammers, okay? That's fine.
Oh, let's talk about that briefly. You saw the video now of the Pelosi thing.
Yeah.
Does it change your interpretation of what happened?
Yes.
What do you think now? What happened now?
I want to know who opened the door.
Yeah, interesting.
I want to know who opened the door.
Okay. But what's different? You said it changed how you think about it. What's different?
What it's made me think is that they are trying to set up conspiracy theorists in honeypots to make us look stupid. Because the story that was being told by conservative media was that they were both in their tighty whities.
We heard that everywhere.
And it was not. So that was done on purpose to get us to jump on the Paul Pelosi gay train. And it wasn't. So I don't know what happened there. Somebody did open that door. That guy, if he really wanted to really go nuts, could have done it. I mean, Paul Pelosi is holding a hammer with the drink in his hand.
Drink in his hand.
Okay, so
strange.
something was definitely going on. But the Damar Hamlin thing all makes me think those are honeypots to get conspiracy theorists to bark, and then for everyone to go, look how stupid we look.
It sure does seem like it.
So, which has really changed the way. Again, I'm now chilling. I'm now chilling out on all this.
What's the Sun Tzu thing you were telling me about the other day?
If you sit by the river if you wait by the river long enough, you'll see the bodies of your enemies float by.
It's kind of the same with news, isn't it? The truth comes out in the wash.
So we live in a world where like our bread and butter is commenting on the world we live in, right? But we have to be really cautious now, not to not to step into the trap, and actually tell everybody, hey, let's pump our brakes until we get more information. Yeah. Now, there's just a lot of people now that are just running around yelling and screaming because nobody's going back and looking at their record. Right, it doesn't matter if you said 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago this. You just got a new saying, and you're just pumping out all of this information, like all the YouTube creators back in the day that were like absolutely killing it, and then none of that happened, and now they're like just moving on like nothing happened.
Like weathermen. Like I feel like every weatherman should have his stats down at the bottom.
Dude, that is the best idea ever. There should be stats on the weatherman. This is their batting average.
It's like that umpire ratings Twitter, where it gives the umpire ratings after every game. I want to see that for the weatherman. So
what do you think?
In the big
remember those guys tried to start the rate the refs?
Yeah.
Did that go anywhere?
Well, I think it kind of got moved to social media, like umpire auditor and that kind of thing. I think
so.
Did it, yeah.
What would be a number that you would be a batting average for a weatherman that you'd be like, okay. This is a good weather guy.
I'm thinking like high 70s and above is a good.
He has to have a 70%
completion
rate.
Yeah, I'm thinking like 60s is bad.
Prediction rate.
78 and above is really quite good, I would think. I mean, that sounds right. They got all this science and shit. And obviously the farther out you go, like that 10-day forecast, that's just bullshit.
Yeah, I totally agree.
That's just because people want to pretend that it's going to be right, but it never is. I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, we need that. We're just like the Sports Center bottom line. Give me the ratings on this guy.
So listen, listen, I'm doing so many podcasts that if I did another episode of Broken Sim, I would literally lose my mind.
He'd die.
I would die.
Yeah.
I would die.
And now we're doing them all on Monday, but all of our two tinfoils and a Broken Sim on Monday.
We're trying to bang them out.
Which works for the rest of the week. It makes the rest of the week better, for sure. But
a lot of naps.
We would have a tough Monday. All right. This is from K Deeds, number 1. Come to Syracuse, New York. Sam, Johnny, come to Syracuse for some shows. We'd love to have you. Plus, I'd love to have you both on my podcast. And he's getting a free shout out here because he gave us a 5-star review. You too could get a free shout out. Leave us a 5-star review.
Leave us a 5-star review. We'll shout it out.
His podcast is called Couple Pints Pod for some Danger Zone conversations. He wants to have us on for some Danger Zone conversations.
So hold on. It's called the Danger Zone?
It's called Couple Pints Pod, and he wants to have us on for some Danger Zone conversations.
Oh, from Conspiracy Social Club, Highway to the Danger Zone. Got you. Syracuse is an interesting area.
Yeah, you know that area well.
Yeah, it's from where I'm from. But it's, again, way more conservative than you would think.
Really?
It's way more.
Even with the university there.
And it's a very weird because that area is a weird combination of old school conservative with new school progressive, which is a combination of the worst two things out there.
Yeah.
So Syracuse is my people. 315, love it. From Cortland, love it. But I mean, dude, they have a funny bone there in a mall named after a black stripper, Destiny.
Kyle Rivera, 5 stars. Destiny is the name of the mall?
Destiny Mall.
Destiny, that's a stupid name for a mall.
Well, John Jones is from the area too. And like when he got in his car accident back in the day, he was in the shady area of like Syracuse.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the shady
What, like
area.
drugs?
Yeah, hookers, all that shit.
Last one. Kyle Rivera, thanks. Atrocity. That's all he says.
Thanks, Atrocities. We're trying to make Atrocity shirts.
Working on it. Yeah, if you got an idea for one, tweet.
If you have an idea
Johnny
for
Woodard.
Atrocity shirt, I need to get the lettering right.
How's it coming with the beehole and the shaved down beehole? Is it starting
Feels
to grow
good.
in? Is it
a little
like
bit,
stabbing you
a
yet?
little bit. No stabs.
Okay.
Might get done again. Probably will.
Think you are?
Yeah.
This can become a part of your routine,
I
your
enjoy
beauty
it.
beauty
It's
ritual.
Little things for daddy. Little
Take care of
things.
yourself.
Work hard. I play hard. I'm always working. Daddy wants a clean butthole
You do
because he
work
wants to
a
take
lot,
quick
man.
shits.
What? And you don't? There's less cleanup. Is that what you're saying?
Johnny, it's unbelievable.
All right. So I was.
Did we get any calls?
Yeah, we'll save it for next week. We're
Okay.
running tight here. Oh, we only got a half hour.
Okay.
I was running around this week, and it came across my Twitter that they had shot that Chinese balloon down, and I wanted to talk to you about that all week.
Yeah.
So I saw it was. I realized, hey, it's off the coast of South Carolina. Probably went over to my parents' house. So I talked to my
shit.
family, and my sister texted me. She saw it get blown up. They were at Myrtle Beach, visiting
What?
Myrtle Beach.
Really?
And she said it sounded like a bomb exploding when it happened, when the thing got.
Now, did she say there was a bunch of people watching?
Well, she was in her hotel room, I think. But my brother-in-law was playing golf. He watched the whole thing, and his buddy got it all on video. Great video of it. My little nephew, who's 5, he has a way with. He said it was so loud, it made me want to vomit. Is what he's. It must have really rumbled, for him to feel that way, which I thought was interesting. But this whole thing with the balloon and satellites, makes me think that one, they knew about it the whole time.
Johnny.
And 2, it makes me think a lot about these flat Earth people who talk about satellites all just being on balloons, because that's what it looked, just like a satellite on a balloon.
100%, Johnny. And the biggest thing is, like, you're really naive. I'm not saying you, but anybody that believes that was from China. Like, that's...
Well, they said it was from China. China said it was from China.
Dude, that is a straight up...
They said it was a mistake. They didn't mean for it to go over, but...
But, Johnny, the question is, like, how does that get there? How is that allowed to get there? How is that allowed to enter the most fortified...
no. I see. Now that's the bullshit. They said it came across Alaska. They didn't even know about it. Went all the way from across Canada down into the Pacific North, or not the Midwest. And Canada didn't tell us about it when it came into our airspace, and we tracked it over the nuclear fields in Minnesota or wherever the shit. There's no way it came across Alaska, dude.
I think this is a U.S. government balloon. That's my opinion.
I think that maybe. Well, I think they definitely knew about it, whether it's theirs or not.
Yeah,
They definitely knew about it.
See,
there's a thought, and this is so interesting to me, that those balloons are supposed to be way higher than that normally. Even the spy balloons are supposed to never be low enough for you to see them. I think this could be one of these satellites that has something's wrong with it mechanically, and they needed to dispose of it before it landed. So they said, "Oh, look at this spy balloon come down here from the heavens."
Yeah, and they can use it to ramp up the Cold War with China.
Interesting, right?
Yeah,
A lot
I
of
think
angles.
it's very weird. And I don't buy into it at all. Like, listen, dude, all I'm told is that the U.S. airspace is the most fortified airspace on planet
Pearl
Earth.
Harbor.
And yet all this shit starts to just happen. So these things don't happen.
The giant.
Sorry, I got the footage.
It's also, if you want to run it, you can. But it's also like when the Israeli prime minister got shot, or JFK gets shot, you don't get shot unless the people protecting you want you to get shot.
Oh yeah. Especially today. I mean, like shit. Just here it is. This is this Chinese spy balloon, so we're told.
Getting shot?
Yeah, it should be. You should see the jet coming in at some point here, or at least the. Hold on. Yeah, and see now. Look, that's just a satellite with a balloon on it.
Yeah.
Here we go. Okay, this is the jet intercepting it.
And the balloon's just like, I'm just hanging out.
And apparently they could navigate the balloon up and down and side to side, according to what I saw.
Who's they?
Whoever controlled it. So there it is, the
there it
projectile heading towards it, and then it just pops.
Poor
And it breaks
Chinese
up here.
balloon just wanted to be friends.
It's breaking up, coming down, and then there's this guy talking about it.
This guy's like, back in my day, we wouldn't allow this to happen. And now all the stories are coming out about it happened with Trump. It's all psychological warfare. They're trying to get you ready for
you're right.
something else. I don't buy into any of it. It is crazy to me how much America's news is international news. It is crazy. Like, you see these Australian newscasts just dedicated to American politics.
Our elections, yeah, they love it.
Crazy.
Well, it's all because of how much force we project in the world. Our empire.
So there's this whole talk now that the empire is coming to an end, right?
The American empire.
But when we look back on other empires, those countries are still there. I think people, and I've said this before in other shows, when people are like, the empire's come to an end, what does that mean to you? I'll tell you what that means to me. That means the day of us to being interventionists in everything is coming to an end. And guess what? I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Bringing some guys home from Korea. I mean, come on.
I mean, like, what people are like, oh my God, the empire's done. No, the corporate interest of going everywhere and dominating everything is coming to an end.
Fine.
I'm fine with all
Bring
that.
them home.
Yep, I agree.
Bring them home. All right. So we talked last week about possibly doing some more power rankings.
Yes.
And we solicited some suggestions on Twitter. And we got a few here. First of all, I thought this was funny. I put into the AI, I said, give me a picture of Obama standing next to Satan. And what it gave me was just 4 pictures of Obama standing next to each other. I wanted a sign so I could put power rankings on it. Isn't that strange? Look at that strange.
Is so weird.
It's
AI.
weird, right?
Why is AI so racist against gay Obama?
It's just so,
Those are just weird Obamas.
it's like Obama's, which is really
Which one do you think
modern
looks
art
most
faces.
like Obama?
Probably that one on
Yeah,
the end right
him
there.
and the one in the white T-shirt. Probably
Yeah,
the
he loved that
closest.
look right there. All right, so we got some options here for power rankings. Sam, we'll do like a top 5 here. I don't think that's the greatest live bands you've seen.
Oh shit!
He says, I do enjoy the occasional positive thing on the pod. He says, this guy says power rank games, movies, Sam's exes. I don't think that's a good idea. Or bands. Another suggestion for bands. Breakfast foods. That's a good one.
Okay.
Wrestling entrance themes. That's another good one. Power rank conspiracies. That's a good one. Like your favorite 5 conspiracies. Fast food restaurants, sports. There's not many more than 5 sports at all in the United States. Flyover states. And then things you hang on to over the years. I'm not quite sure what that means. You have to explain that to me. Wooden something.
Things you hang. I mean, like
Sam's top valet fuck ups.
Oh, there's so many of them.
Top butt rock songs. I had to look that up. I think it's like shitty rock and roll, like kind of middle of the road rock.
Like what? Well, give me an example. Would you be like Nickelback?
Yeah, I think so. Hold on. Okay. Butt rock. What is
Well, we call it like the best worst bands out there.
I think so. Butt rock is that musical stank on your shoe that you can't get off. It's 1 part aggro noise, 1 part self-indulgent and whiny, and then somehow a whole lot of douche. This one says, loosely speaking, butt rock could stand for any rock music a listener is potentially averse to, regardless if they're aware to why. And this says it's a popular term referring to a subgenre of hard rock strongly influenced by post-grunge and nu metal. So, yeah, I guess it would be like Nickelback and shit like that, like Creed.
Or you want to power rank that?
That's. I mean, we just did the best 2, didn't we? I don't know. What are we saying? Power ranking here, like the shittiest or the best?
You go
of
from,
that?
well, it depends.
Let's
on
do
the,
live music first. That's an easy one.
the best live bands you've ever seen?
Yeah. I mean, I could do mine.
Okay, well, your top 5.
I'll do one. You do one. We'll trade off.
Well, are we going to go 5 to 1?
Let's just do them. Okay. 5 for me, and I haven't seen them in years, would have to be Styx. I went to see them in college, dude, and Styx with Tommy Shaw leading the way. They're great in concert. You wouldn't think, Styx was still kicking ass,
Really?
but yeah, I saw them like 15 years ago.
Really?
They were so good, dude, live. So good.
I think that's me. I think my number 5 has to be Public Enemy.
Okay, that's a good one. You bring the heat.
Public
already.
Enemy and anything involving Public Enemy, like Prophets of Rage,
Yeah.
was like one of the greatest live shows I've ever seen in my life.
No kidding.
So that's my number 5. Who's your number 4?
Okay, number 4, Aerosmith. That was my first concert. I've seen them a few times. It's funny, as an adult, they're not my favorite band anymore. Not one of my. I don't listen.
Yeah.
Go back to them a lot, but they're just really good live. They're just really professional. They've been doing it for 50 years now, right? Like 50 years. Think about it. They came out in the 70s, like the early 70s.
Yeah.
It's Aerosmith. Yeah.
Okay, number 4 for me is Pearl Jam, because Pearl Jam sounds so insanely. Oh man, I mean they're so good, but then I gotta tell you, AC/DC. I'm gonna go with AC/DC over Pearl Jam. Gotta go AC/DC.
Really?
Sorry, AC/DC over Pearl Jam. AC/DC was so insane live, and I saw.
Wait, so is Pearl Jam on this list at all?
I just kicked them off.
They're not even on the list.
No, because I saw the times. The thing about Pearl Jam is they sound exactly like the album. Like they sound so good live that you're like,
I know exactly what you mean. Yeah.
it's like there's no difference.
It's like, why am I going to the live show if they sound just like the album?
No. In a good way. Meaning, like sometimes you go to live shows and it's like,
But it's not. It's too clean, is what you're saying, right? It's like almost too clean.
no, but it's like that. I don't know. I just think there's so much fucking around with the voices and the recording that you never get like, you never. I forget.
They also play songs faster live, and they usually make them easier for the singers, so they bring them down a little.
Yeah, I mean, you can't scream for 3 hours and not lose your voice, So I'm gonna go AC/DC.
AC/DC. Okay.
Number 3. Number 4. Who's your number 3?
Number 3 for me, and this, if this was going to be like my favorite bands, the Beatles are number 1, but Paul McCartney's in there at 3. And it's not necessarily because he's still got a great voice anymore. He's faded in his abilities, but he's just got the tunes, man. He's got the tunes. Yeah, I've seen him a few times now, and the tunes are just great.
It was great.
It's hard to beat those songs. You know what I mean? When you're coming with that catalog, you can just pull out any Beatles song and be like, hey, let's do that.
Yeah, I mean,
good.
That was
It's a good show, man.
the next one for me. It's so funny, dude. This is where it gets like dicey.
Okay.
Because I'm
And keep in mind, we're just throwing this together at last minute.
I'm shoving
people
like
we've seen.
20 pounds of shit into a 10-pound bag.
I'm sure I'm gonna forget someone.
20 pounds of shit into a 10-pound bag. So a part of me wants to throw Metallica in here, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna throw Neil Diamond.
Neil Diamond, really?
I'm gonna throw Neil Diamond.
Wow.
I've seen Neil Diamond a couple times and I've loved every single moment of it. He was such a master of what he's doing. He's such a master. So I'm gonna go Neil Diamond.
That's funny. You inspired me not to think of a couple of non-standard picks. These will be honorable mentions. 2 guys I saw that you wouldn't think of that were really kick-ass. Rod Stewart, one. I went to my grandparents one time to see Rod Stewart in London. Incredible. Really good. I love all those old Faces songs. Those old Faces songs of his, dude, they're great.
Yeah.
And anytime he's up there and somebody's playing an electric guitar, it's really good. Then also Barry Manilow was really good, dude. I saw Barry Manilow in Vegas.
Like,
he
dude,
just killed,
the reason
dude.
these guys were like as big as they were for as long as they were.
And when there's that kind of energy in the room,
I'd
when
like
the
to
people
see
in the
Dolly
room,
Parton live. That's one of my Willie Nelson. I'd like to see him live.
I've seen Willie Nelson.
Yeah, he's
he was
supposedly
really good.
doing something at the bowl again.
So, dude, the tickets are $800 face value. You have to. They haven't broken them up in it's like 2 days. They're $800 each for the cheapest. Those are the cheapest. That's like sitting at the top of the Hollywood Bowl. It's $800.
Okay.
Face value is like $2,000.
Your final 2.
All right, last 2. The Avett Brothers are this band from North Carolina. I don't expect you to know them. They're kind of a folk rock band, I think you would say. They're really popular though in the South.
Interesting.
And I'm a big fan of theirs. They did this New Year's Eve show that we went to last year for the first time. They've been doing it every year for like 15, 20 years. And I think we're going to try to go every year now. And it's just incredible because they're very positive. It's just real positive. It's all a message like of unity and love, not political in any way, and very like it's what growing up in North Carolina sounds like is the Avett Brothers, and for that.
Did you just go see them?
Yeah, for New Year's Eve. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's great.
So yeah, they're number 2. Yeah.
My number 2 is. This is a hard one. So it's so funny. I saw the Rolling Stones like
I'm
30
so
years
jealous.
ago.
I've never seen them.
And the greatest live song I've ever seen done, ever, is Sympathy for the Devil.
It's a great song.
It was so amazing. And you're like, oh, this is why they are who they are. So, and Paul McCartney had some amazing Blackbird singing on the edge. Like that, seeing that live was like insane for me.
The Beatles were never a live band, though, only for 5 years. I mean, half their career. And then they
after
didn't
Paul
play
died
live.
and they replaced him. But if I have to go,
Fake Paul wrote better songs, if I'm being honest.
yeah. If this is a real banger and you could go either 1 or 2, but I'm gonna go number 2, 9 Inch Nails.
I haven't seen them either. That was,
Dude.
really?
Now his last album, I did not joke. I did not enjoy.
You're gonna go Tool, aren't you? That's it.
Oh yeah. I mean, for sure. I mean, dude, their last tour was so insane. And we're talking about live. I've never seen anything that actually made the album better seeing it live. It is the greatest show I've ever seen in my life.
Tool,
their last
Your
tour.
number 1 is Tool. Okay.
Number 1 is Tool.
All right. My number 1.
Did you do your 2?
Yeah, I did. It was
You jumped my
It was
one.
the Avett Brothers. I did because I could tell you were going that way. I was like,
Yeah,
I wanted to guess
by
and see if I
far.
was right. That's interesting. Number 1 for me is Roger Waters, and it's because of the stage production. It was just incredible. I've never seen
That's
anything
what made
like
Tool and Nine Inch Nails stand out by
Jaw-dropping.
everybody beyond. Like, it's so good.
One of the loudest shows I've ever been to, too. He played at Staples and was just loud. It was loud, dude. My watch was going. I had to turn my watch off. It was telling me, like, you're going to go deaf if you keep doing this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it gives you a warning if it gets over, 50 decibels or something. And it was hitting on that constantly. But yeah, Roger Waters, great. I could think of another honorable mention. Like Black Keys are really good. I don't love the Black Keys, but they're
great.
live.
I
They're great.
love the Black Keys. How do you not like the Black
Well,
Keys?
I just feel like there's kind of like a beef between them and Jack White, and it's I fall more on the White Stripes
Well,
side.
the White Stripes are amazing
Yeah.
to see live.
But the Black Keys.
He does. Have
I
you
love.
seen Jack White live?
Yeah, but not.
He doesn't
at like
talk
a
in
full show.
between the songs.
Yeah, I only saw him for like
it's
a
very
festival.
weird.
So,
But I love him.
Ryan Adams is really good live.
He's great,
Weezer,
yeah.
I love Weezer live. They sound great, but Rivers a little weird. So Rivers Cuomo, the lead singer. But yeah, that was a good question. We'll do some more power rankings in the future.
Yeah, I mean, we should get numbers.
These are also super clippable, which I like about power rankings.
Yeah,
All right.
I mean, for sure.
Last quick thing from me is that, dude, I got the call today. Family dog died, our little corgi, and it's just brutal. My mom actually, she texted me. She's like, Opie died. And I was fucking devastated.
I'm sorry
It was so
about that,
sad,
Chuck.
dude. Dogs, man, that one is the first dog that my parents had ever, because he's a small dog, let stay in the house. Usually they just run free on the farm. And, you were concerned during tinfoil about them getting cold, but they have a place to go stay when they get cold. But because we got more coyotes now and stuff, we couldn't let like a little corgi run around the farm. So for 13 years, he lived in the house, and my dad it was originally meant to be my sister's dog, but my dad they were best friends for 13 years. And my dad, a couple of months ago, I think, knew that the dog was getting older, and told me. And he must have, it's like a psychic moment. I don't know why. He just randomly one day told me, when Opie dies, you can't talk to me about it for a week, right? And I was like, all right. That's a weird thing to say.
Why?
Just because my dad doesn't.
He's in his mourning
He
period?
bottles. He bottles. He doesn't.
I get your
Yeah,
father.
He's an old school dude. Yeah, he doesn't.
I
talk
agree.
about it. So yeah, man, and he stopped eating, and they took him to the vet. And while they were just waiting there, he just died, went limp in my sister's arms, and he was just gone. Yeah,
I'm sorry. Dude.
devastating. Yeah, they
That sucks.
buried him in the yard.
It's so crazy. So
Gonna get a gravestone.
I occasionally, when I drive the 101,
Mm-hmm.
I'll see dead animals. Now, like the rest of the country, you see dead animals all the time.
Yeah, my
outside.
girl could. Dude, that was one of the culture shocks for her going into the country with me, is seeing roadkill everywhere. And it was just, she gets really emotional about it. And I was like,
Dude,
get used
I
to it.
saw a dead coyote. Somebody had smacked somehow the coyote got in the 101.
I hit one time. Tore my front bumper off and ran away.
You know what's so funny is like I was driving one day up the hill to, I forget where I was going, and it was nighttime, or I was going to Burbank. It was nighttime, and a whole pack of coyotes were in the middle of the street running. And they're like, I'm like, if I kill all these coyotes right now, that's a bunch of pets that aren't going to get eaten.
It would destroy your car, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Jack
so
your
I
car.
didn't do it. So I've seen a dead coyote ripped in half on the side, and I saw this dog one time, just like the whole dog was just like dead right there. I'm like, oh, I can't take that.
I've seen all kinds of weird dead stuff, man.
Take that.
Anyway, yeah, that was a rough morning around the Woodard farm. So it really is a contract you kind of enter in when you pick up a dog. It's like you're gonna have joy for a long.
Let me just tell you the thing that drives me nuts.
But it's gonna
is when
hurt.
people give up their old dogs.
Oh, that's the worst.
I
dude.
think that's the biggest sign of scumbag.
Big time. Yeah,
the
dude.
biggest sign of scumbag.
Well, that's an NPC. Somebody that has no inner
Dude,
life.
my dog, Pollyanna, is getting older.
Yeah.
And she is entering her senior years if she hasn't already been there for a while. I don't care if she pees in my bed every day.
No way you give her up. Man.
Never. No. I want to clip her hair in case I want to clone her.
Dude, I thought about the same thing, honestly.
I love Pollyanna so much.
gonna be
Roger
mainstream.
drives me effing nuts. But I still love Roger because he's just dumb love. He's just big dumb love.
Yeah.
But Pollyanna is so emotional. Has such.
That's how she was. She's like how that dog was that just died. Opie.
She has such high emotional
Intelligence, right?
intelligence
Yeah.
in her eyes and everything.
Yeah.
And she just, even when Dana and I went through our shit, like she was ride or die with Dana. She loved Dana. She was always there for Dana. They just clicked.
And you just know you're gonna get pain on the back end whenever you get a pet. That's kind of like that's the contract. You get to enjoy them for a time, and then they're going back to the one.
I know
energy.
you don't want to talk any NBA or stuff on this show.
Go on. No, we get shit about it, but that's all right.
Well, I mean, he's chasing. He needs another ring, dude. He needs another ring, and him signing that for that $50,000 is stupid. Do we have any other stories?
Well, we got news now. Yeah.
Okay,
Let's do the news.
I thought we were doing news.
No, not yet. What, did you think my dog dying was
Yeah,
news?
that was news.
All right. They're telling us about global warming. This is just a picture to refute global warming. Check this out. Amid cold snap, frozen shark washes up on Cape Cod beach. Look at this, dude. That's your global warming right there. A
Unbelievable.
frozen shark washed up on Cape Cod.
I wonder if you thought if it would come back.
It's not what, like Walt Disney's head.
Yeah.
Just throw him out and bring him
Just
back.
take that, throw it in the water, and just see if the warm water makes it come alive.
The image of a frozen shark, as some are describing it on social media, provides a stark illustration of just how cold it's been. The shark rests on one. We're looking at the photo. We don't need it described. Look at that, though. That's wild. Experts have identified the shark as a poor beagle, a species similar in appearance to great white sharks. Poor beagle sharks can measure 12 feet and weigh about 500 pounds.
Damn.
I guess they don't have much information on why this happened. Just a frozen shark washed
Yeah,
up.
but look how far away. Oh, no, you
Looks
can't
like it's
throw
got
it.
a
It's
chunk
dead. It's
taken
got
out.
eaten.
Looks like a chunk got taken.
Yeah.
Do you really think that that's possible to take a frozen thing and thaw it out?
No,
and
I
bring
mean,
it back
but
up?
haven't we seen that before?
I think only in very small critters can.
Okay, I mean, it's worth. Who knows?
All right, here we go. The CIA. This is from Popular Mechanics. The CIA is funding a mission to reincarnate the dodo bird.
What?
The CIA.
Why?
Exactly.
What do they get out of that?
The biotech company Colossal is actively working to reincarnate both ancient woolly mammoths and the thylacine. Now, for its next trick, I don't know what a thylacine is. Let me look that up. Hold on. A thylacine, is this kind of Tasmanian tiger. That's what it is, a thylacine. Look at this right here.
Oh, yeah.
Tasmanian tiger. Okay. For its next trick, the Dallas-based firm is bringing back the dodo bird, which went extinct roughly 350 years ago from the island of Mauritius. Colossal is using the backing of a surprising government partner to sequence the dodo bird's genome using. Now, why would the CIA want to join?
Yeah, that's the
what
question.
have they got on their minds? I wonder.
And they want to bring back the woolly mammoth. Why?
The process for zoos, of course. The process for bringing back the dodo includes some genome understanding, tissue cultures, and interspecies surrogacy. It's just like Jurassic Park. Here's how they think it will work. The dodo recreation includes, quote, interspecies germline transfer of pigeon PGCs into a surrogate chicken host. The Nicobar pigeon, the dodo's closest living relative, provides the host cells for genome engineering, while the Rodriguez solitaire, the dodo's closest genetic relative, adds additional insights. The chicken offers a foundation of avian genomics and editing. So it's 3 different birds, and they're just fucking with their genes.
Damn.
What do you think the CIA wants? This
I
super
don't know,
soldiers,
man.
maybe? Super soldiers?
Yeah, some weird ass shit. They're trying to make pig people.
They never put money behind something, though, unless there's some kind of application in there.
They want to play God.
So interesting. Pennsylvania boy, 9, becomes one of the youngest ever high school graduates. Look at this kid. 9 years old, graduated high school.
Yeah.
You know he's going to get picked on.
Yeah. Well, no, man. Cool Black. Cool Black doesn't get picked on.
A 9-year-old boy from Pennsylvania who loves science and computer programming has become one of the youngest ever high school graduates, and he has already started accumulating some credits toward his college degree. What a tryhard. David Balogun recently received a diploma from Reach Cyber. Oh, I see. So this is an online school. Reach Cyber Charter School, based in his state's capital of Harrisburg, after taking classes remotely from his family home in Philadelphia. So this kid was just tearing ass through college at home. That sounds miserable. Doesn't that sound kind of miserable? They're just sitting in front of a computer all day, not getting to make any friends.
Yeah, I mean, like, listen. Going to school is important, even though none of it matters later on in life.
Well,
right?
the most important thing is the going and meeting people.
Yeah, and socializing with people.
Anyway, the only person on that list younger than David is Michael Kearney, who still holds the Guinness record for the youngest high school graduate.
But does he have the Guinness Book of Guinness records?
He was 6 in 1999. No, he doesn't know. He was 6 in 1990 before obtaining. He obtained a master's degree at 14. This other kid.
Unbelievable.
And at 18, he got another master's degree at 18, and then won more than $1 million on game shows.
All right, Johnny, that's
no. Hold on, listen to this. David would come in higher on that list than Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist Ronan Farrow, who was 11. This explains a lot. Ronan Farrow finished high school at 11.
Ronan Farrow?
Yeah.
Ronan
Farrow.
Fucking
Mia Farrow's
Frank Sinatra's kid?
Yeah. Finished high school when he was 11. Instagram model goes viral after revealing her 38J breast implant popped. Look at this picture.
Oh, no.
Have you seen this?
No.
Listen to this.
Hey, you guys. So this is my boob now.
What the fuck?
Look at her. I haven't been very active on this account because I've been on my other account. So I will post that below in my caption. But yeah, basically my breast implant popped.
Implant popped
again. And I am having surgery to
I like her tattoos.
Take them out next week. I am going to go back natural. Not just my boob, but other parts of my body.
You can hear the guys unsubscribing. Unsubscribe. What? Look at her butt, dude.
I don't understand.
Or should I just keep it like this?
What do you guys think at home here? Keep it or?
There's nothing
body
attractive to me about that.
No.
Like
dude, could your dick even get in there with that big of an ass?
No, but it's like, what is that even? Who are you trying to turn on? Like, I gotta be honest with you, man. Face tattoos are probably like chicks pull off the best ones, and they're still unattractive to me.
I don't hate
I don't think they're bad. I don't judge people. I love you. I just can't get my dick hard for a face tattoo.
I don't hate them.
Like what Amber Rose did to her, that gorgeous face.
You loved her too, right?
I loved her.
Yeah.
And I'm in the
right up your
dark-skinned black chicks, but that light-skinned girl had my heart.
I heard you said that on Corolla, and it got quiet. Is that right?
Yeah, a lot of people got quiet.
How was Corolla?
Dude, it was great. They were thinking about having me back in March, I guess, so we'll see.
Madonna has posted another picture of herself. Just wanted to take a look at that.
I'm over this.
What is she doing, man?
What is that, your girdle? What are you doing?
I don't know. It's some weird sort of situation here. Like, what is going on there? What is that around her waist?
It's like, listen, you're not doing it ironically.
That's the problem. She does look like a younger person. She just doesn't look like Madonna.
Well, Johnny, you don't think there's a ton of fucking Photoshop going on with that right now?
That's true.
Like they're just like that looks like she has 30-year-old skin.
Like how old? Yeah, it does.
And we all age.
She's
okay?
64.
Yeah.
And she looks, what would you say? 40 at most there?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
it's just
so
like, and like
strange.
that, this body part is just weird. And like, there's nothing wrong with being 60 and wanting to feel beautiful, but it's just like, stop trying to be like a zombie porn star. Right?
Yeah. No,
it's
totally.
It's just like it's over. You had a great run. You had one of the greatest runs of anyone to ever do a run. And you could do whatever you want. But just like we can also like, dude, for every action there's a reaction.
Well, what's the reaction to her doing that, you think?
That she's creeping everybody out.
That's so funny.
You know? Oh, Johnny, okay.
All right, we got our last story here. It's a animal story. I know we love animal stories.
Animal stories.
Woodpecker has stored more than 700 pounds of acorns in the walls of a California home. Pest control company says. Look at this video, dude. Check this out.
A pest control company had their hands full, literally, after a woodpecker's impeccable work caused damage to a home in Sonoma County. You got to see this. Nick's Extreme Pest Control, this is extreme, was called to a house in Glen Ellen, and here's where it gets nutty. Workers say the woodpecker was making holes to store its food, and the food kept falling into spaces in the walls. Then when they cut into the wall, 700 pounds of acorns came flowing out.
Isn't that amazing?
Enough to fill 8 large garbage bags.
Yeah.
Woody was
pull your
hungry.
pants up?
Of course,
when you
that
take
was a
that
busy
picture?
woodpecker.
Very busy.
Of course, that's what you would notice. That's so funny.
Pull your fucking pants up.
This is from the Times. Nurse with hangover killed patients to keep them quiet. Isn't that crazy? A German care worker who pretended to be a nurse has confessed to killing 2 elderly patients in one of Munich's top hospitals by giving them drugs to keep them quiet so that she could sleep off hangovers. So this woman didn't want to take care of these guys because she had a hangover.
Yeah.
And instead of like dealing with it, she just put them to sleep. Basically.
Yeah, I get that.
The 26-year-old man, only called Mario G. That's what we're calling him.
We get to hear his last name. What's
No,
his
it just
last-
says Mario G.
That's some bullshit.
Is on trial for 2. That must be how they do it. They don't put the accused full name out in case it's not they're innocent. You know. What I mean? Is on trial for 2 charges of murder and 6 of attempted murder, while he faces a life sentence if found guilty. One alleged victim who survived was a renowned German poet and author, Hans Magnus Enzensberger. He had to be resuscitated after the nurse injected him with sedatives, diazepam and lorazepam. Those are benzos. Prosecutors said that the defendant secretly gave sedatives, adrenaline, or blood thinners to elderly patients who came out of surgery. Adrenaline to people coming out of surgery.
Unbelievable, dude.
I made a big mistake, he told the court. As I was inebriated, there was only one option for me, to sedate them. I'm deeply sorry. Put this guy under the jail. And then there's this last funny story. So the Taliban, they did a report on their life now that they're running Afghanistan.
Yeah.
And all they're doing is complaining in this story. Like about how many, like, oh, it's such a pain in the ass taking care of, like they're all in administrative jobs now, having to do like government work, and they just been living in the mountains. They come down from the mountains to run
They could
Kabul.
just blow up a goat once in a while, call it a day.
Yeah, lob
Whip a
grenade.
chick. That's it. Now they're like running, they're doing paperwork.
Isn't that funny? That's basically, I mean, that's the story.
They're like working at the DMV there. They're like, I used to be greatest terrorist. Now I got to deal with you and your bullshit. Pay your parking ticket, you piece of shit.
They interviewed these 5 guys, 5 pretty young guys there now, and they're like renting houses, complaining about how expensive it is because they don't make good money. It's just all like regular people problems that these guys that used to be like, hardcore guerrillas.
It's almost like the devil you know, right? It's like
Yeah.
things are a lot more fun when you were an outlaw against the imperial
Listen
forces.
to this. This is a quote. These guys are being quoted. What I don't like about Kabul is its ever-increasing traffic. Last year, it was tolerable, but the last few months, it has become more and more congested.
What if everybody's leaving California, moving to Kabul, and they're just like loading it?
People complain about the Taliban bringing poverty, but looking at this traffic, the large number of people in bazaars and restaurants, I wonder where the poverty is. Another thing I don't like, not only about Kabul, but broadly about life after the Fatah, are the new restrictions. In the group, we had a degree of freedom about where to go and where to stay and whether to participate in war. So he's complaining now that he doesn't have a choice.
Oh, yeah, now they implemented the rules and it sucks.
And it's just, this whole story is just them complaining.
New boss, old boss, bro. New boss, old boss. Right? Oh, you guys
be
missed
careful
Joe
what you wish
Biden
for,
now,
right? Be careful what you wish
yeah.
for, dude.
Yeah, you guys had it great when you were outlaws.
The buses
running.
were on time when the Americans ran the bus.
Yeah,
That's all I'll say.
yeah. No, that's so funny traffic.
There are plenty of bad and wicked people. They're morally corrupt, this guy says. Muslims in name only.
That's so funny, dude.
It's like rhinos, Muslims in
Yeah.
name only.
Oh, that's
Minos.
so. What's their minos?
Minos, yeah. Minnows.
Bunch of minos running around there. I saw a chick. I saw her ankles. This
guy
would happen back in the day.
This guy was a sniper. Isn't that funny? There's a sniper, and now he's complaining about traffic. When we arrived in Kabul, we were stunned by its complexity, its expanse. We didn't know where to go. Everything was strange to us. Think about it, these goat fuckers coming down from the mountains, and they in a city now, and they got to run it.
They were just sitting in the
That's a
mountains,
sitcom. That's a
pegging
sitcom.
off Westerners.
In a different time, that'd be a great sitcom.
Right? Oh,
Can
yeah.
you imagine these?
Good luck running that.
What would you call that? What would you call that show?
Goat fuckers.
One thing I don't like about Kabul is that people have moved here from all over Afghanistan's 34 provinces, and among them, a large number are criminals from across Afghanistan. And the savageness of people.
These fucking foreigners. Dude, that is so
It's just,
hilarious. Dude, that is so hilarious that the terrorists are upset about the illegals that are showing up.
I've made friends with 3 guys who are from our province, but who have been living in Kabul for 15 years. We sometimes go out in the city, and to be honest, every time I go with them, they pressure me to play and listen to music in the car. At first, I was resisting, but now I've given in, with the one condition that they turn it off when passing through security checkpoints.
Oh, that is so funny.
It's so funny.
They make me do stuff like listen to music and dance with women. Make eye contact.
It's so strange, dude.
Oh, dude, I once had a talk with a woman who didn't have her headscarf on. World's going to hell in a handbasket.
They're talking about how they used to be afraid of drones, and now they're just worried about traffic jams,
Now they're worried about chicks showing their necks.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they were. Like it's so funny. You can take the West out of Afghanistan, but you can't take the West
I
out
used
of
to be
Afghanistan.
worried about fire from the sky. Now I'm worried about fire from the pussy.
Yeah, that's so funny,
the
dude.
clap is just going around the poor jihadis. Anyway, I thought that was a good way to end
That
it.
was
Nice, funny story.
dude. That's the funniest story we've done in a while. This guy's pitching about dude. That was literally Taliban atrocities right there.
It really is.
That was
isn't
the
it?
Taliban
atrocities. That might be our.
The traffic's so bad. You got these people. No, from Kabul. They come here. They act like they're from here. This is not your country.
They act like they took over this place.
Nobody from the neighborhood lives here anymore. They priced everybody out. Crime is everywhere.
My buddy Mohammed died to take this city, and you just walk in.
Everyone's named Mohammed. I go, Mohammed. Everyone turns their head. It's unbelievable. They got me listening to Taylor Swift.
It's so funny.
Guys, go to samtripoli.com for all of your...
I realize we can't even put atrocities in the descriptions on YouTube and stuff because they think of that as like related to
War crimes
and stuff. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So
Guys, go to samtripoli.com. Check out my tour dates.
Check it out.
Check it out. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope it wasn't too dirty for you guys. We know, but it was funny.
Yeah.
It was
Earl's
funny.
great.
Earl Skakel. Go check out his website, his social media. Love Earl. Earl isn't afraid to bring his big hammer to the game. And again, go to samtripoli.com. Check it out. And yeah, man, big thing. If you want to give us free shit, like actual free shit, right? Like luggage and lawn maintenance, man, we'll give you shout outs.
Absolutely.
All right. Take care. Bye, everybody.